Nice.
All right, we're live.
All right. Well, like I said, does anybody want to give us a recap over what happened last week? No?
Well, I should have wrote
I
recap.
didn't write anything up, but I think I could maybe.
Sure.
Um, I forget exactly where we started, though, to be honest.
Helmshold.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
so
we
we
were.
were recuperating from the collapse of Helm's Hold. Um, the Watcher gave us a sending stone so that we could stay in community. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, cats. Stay in contact with her. Uh, we directed her to send any refugees to our keep in. I was hoping somebody would help me out here. The name of the keep area.
Although,
Eldo?
Thank you. Um, and after breakfast and whatnot, the group kind of set out. We assisted some of the displaced townsfolk of Helm's Hold with some issues, and they gave us food and stuff. But we turned most of it away so that they could keep it, because they were in greater need than us. I feel like I'm missing something from that part. Um, then we took another journey back into the Neverwinter woods to continue the search for Ai's friends. I forget their names. Some
Portia and
awful.
Lattice.
Thank you. And oh, we had gotten a compass that could help us
Hmm.
uh, find the place, as it led to. It showed us the direction of things and people we knew. Um, So concentrating on it rather than where we were actually walking, we were able to get through the magical effect that turned us around in the woods. Once we entered the ruins, came across a large wall of it, we kind of went around it until we found an entrance. And upon the entrance of these ruins, we explored a little bit till we came up to a statue of the moon goddess Saloon. There was evidence of a long forgotten battle that had happened here. Bodies long decomposed, but still garbed in armor and whatnot. I reached out to her friend Portia, who we were using to actually track our way in, and found out that there is a connection to Shar, who is Saloon, the moon goddess's dark reflection of the Shadowfell. At that point, it seemed Portia had vanished off of the plane. Oh man, I totally skipped the whole scene of how we got to the Feywild. Oh wait,
Nope,
we
you're not
haven't
there
done
yet.
that yet. Yep, sorry. I was thinking that was the Feywild for a second. It seemed she had completely vanished from the plane, as a Yarick had kind of showed that the compass only works for things on the same plane as the users. He's unable to find a direction for his family. Then, during some exploration of the ruins trying to find riches, the group had come across a vault door. Curran and Endry let the others deal with that. Took a little smoke break, relax, and rest our legs/wings. And And it was probably for the best, as the door exploded as the group tried to come into it. One fireball later,
That's exactly what happened.
access was granted, and I don't remember what was in it.
Some really nifty
Riches.
gloves.
Treasure.
Riches were to be found within. At that point, the group kind of argued for a little bit to try and figure out if we were going to stay here to see if the moon goddess would provide any sort of magical assistance come the nighttime. It's a couple of days till the full moon, so might have waited till then. But upon deeper investigation, the group came across an obviously magical doorway. They were ambushed by these creatures that appeared to have been of elven descent long ago. They moved very quick and from tree to tree until they surrounded us. We fought valiantly, we killed them all, and then worked on a riddle that was transcribed on the doorway. I don't remember the riddle, but the answer was blood, or bloodline, or something. With a small cut and a flick of the blood, the door activated, and the group were able to travel to the in-between, where they met a tree folk who was guarding a well that served as the entrance to a branch of the world tree. I just saw his name. Cider Oxalin, the tree folk, had been charged with protecting this passage. But Mom was able to convince him that they were traveling through there for the greater good of all of the realms, as Tiamat and her cult threatened more than just the material plane. And the group traveled through, went on a branch, felt like we were in space with a giant tree. It was very cool. At this point, Yarick was able to use the compass and find a direction to his family, but ultimately it was across a unpassable fathom from one branch to the next, and the group traveled on to the other side and find themselves in an unknown wooded area with a gate that they have walked through. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so you guys have traversed the branch of the world tree and ended up crossing through this archway into this forest clearing that you guys now find yourself in. And as you look around, you notice that everything around you is similar to the place that you just left, but feels exaggerated in almost every sense of the word. You know, the trees are taller, the brush is thicker, the light feels warmer, the air is cooler at the same time. Everything here just seems exaggerated beyond the place that you just left. What do you guys do as soon as you enter the Feywild?
It feels weird. Have we been drugged or something?
That was some weird ass water.
Nah, it feels like home.
It's normal, you say?
Yeah, it's. I'm not sure exactly where we are, but I recognize that. Points at like a random flower. Like that's definitely here. That's yeah. We're definitely kind of home.
Well, do you know how to get us from kind of home to home?
Well, don't we have a compass for that?
Yeah. The, mm. The problem with the compass is if we're looking for the artifact in the Feywild, we kind of can't do that considering it didn't work for the artifact in the material plane.
Do we know who has the artifact or where it is? Do we know anything?
Nope.
If I had to guess, I bet one of the Archfey has it as a trinket of their collection.
Then we should find one of the Archfey.
Yeah, can't we like ask them for help?
How? I don't. You don't seem exactly pleased about that idea.
They are very powerful beings. Very powerful beings. I don't think they would just help us. We'd have to offer something in return. Give and take. That's the Fey way.
Well, that's alright. Let's see what they ask for. In any case, we need to see them. Right?
Well, we could go find one who. What did you say your boss's name was? Titania?
Did you miss the part where Andrew like ran away from his duties?
Yeah, so we just won't go to Titania. We'll find like the second most powerful Fae or something.
I like the tree folk here. I say we just find the oldest tree folk. And he probably, or she, they, them, tree, probably knows, because they've probably been around long enough to have heard of such an object.
And what are we gonna do if such an object is indeed in the possession of an archfey?
Step at a time. Step at a time. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's in like, I don't know, a maze or something. Or like just on top of a mountain. Maybe like in a breadbasket somewhere. That'd be nice.
Sold for pennies at the market.
That'd be best, I think. I might have a couple pennies. Oh, I only have one. Goes through his pockets. Yeah, I only have one.
Alright. Let's find a talking tree. Do any of the trees here talk? Like, just any tree?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I do like a survival to see if we know, or if I know, where we are?
Can we use the compass to just find the...
Yeah, you can make a survival
tree?
check to see if you know. So to answer that, Yark, I think last week we did specify that you need to be familiar with the object that you're looking for. It doesn't work for just like generic or general idea. Yeah.
Or a race, alright.
Yeah, that's why we followed the arrow to Patricia. Portia?
No, we were kind of familiar with the ruins, so we did follow the ruins. But we tried on the artifact, and since we weren't familiar with an artifact at all, we couldn't get it.
All right, so Indri, with that survival check, you are going to notice that this particular grove of forest, while it does feel familiar, is strange to you. This is a place that you have never been before, but just the, we'll say, like wildness of the terrain around you does call to memory some warnings that you have been told about this type of place. What you can gather is that this particular forest sits outside of the realms of the Sealy Court, which you are or were once part of.
Right.
This would most likely fall under the dominion of the Unseelie Court.
Yeah, looking around, Andrew like lifts up a couple of leaves and like pulls up some grass and stuff, and he's like, I think I recognize some of this stuff. I
What, the
think,
leaves?
yeah, I think we're in the domain of probably the autumn court, uh, of this Unseelie domain. They're kind of like the up. Um, they're like how do you? They're like the bad guys.
Oh,
Not. I mean, they wouldn't say that they're the bad guys, but they're definitely not the people that my family likes or agrees with. But there's like truces and stuff, so it's not like war or nothing, but things are tense always. I hated whenever they visited us uh, for meetings.
so like, should we try to get out of here?
I think so. I think we should go Grimsward. And Andrew's gonna point in a direction.
Okay. Let's
All
go
right.
that direction.
Okay. So you guys begin walking in the direction that Indri pointed. Indri, is there a specific place that you are trying to get? Or you just looking for like a tree ant?
I'm looking, definitely trying to stay vigilant on any life, as Entry hasn't really shared the domains of the Seelie Court or Unseelie Court, or excuse me, fairly hostile people.
Sure.
But yeah, pretty much any life to avoid mostly, and looking for where the weather might be sunnier and warmer to lead in the direction and theory of spring or summer.
Why don't you make a perception check? And if you are sharing this with anybody else, I will give you advantage. But if you're not, then they would
I'll say
rely on just you.
We'll travel wildly for a little bit before Andre asks for help.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check still? Okay. So with that, you get the feeling that there are just a multitude of eyes on you at all times. This forest is still very, very alive in a way that you did not ever feel in the material plane. In that there are small creatures just kind of all over the place, skittering up and down the trees, insects looking at you, small rodents and things like that hiding from you just as you guys move through the forest, basically. They're keeping their heads down mostly because they are not used to visitors. This is a wild, wild place. And it is not the kind of place that visitors would come to at all. What is everybody else looking for anything? Is anybody else doing anything while you guys are traveling? Hopper's with you, isn't he? Yark?
Yep.
Poor
Yep.
Hopper.
Yep.
I
I'm waving at creatures, little creatures.
can we see any of them?
Possibly. Why don't you give me a perception check?
Because I would have been looking out for like anything that could possibly be dangerous.
987. Great. We're counting down here. Anybody else want to see if we get a 6 and a 5? All right. So with those two perception checks, you guys don't really notice anything in particular. You do get the same feeling that Endry had, though. Maybe you guys are a little bit less attuned to it because you have never been here before, and this place feels familiar but alien at the same time. It feels, again, more like an exaggerated version of the forest that you just left. Um, Now, one thing you guys do notice as you continue to move through is that the position of the sun and the light that is actually penetrating the canopy of the forest never changes. It's always dusk, and it has been dusk. And as you guys move for, we'll say you've been traveling for an hour through the forest at this point, um, there has been no change to the light. You
Uh,
guys doing anything else?
Entry is the light thing like is the never changing dusk normal here?
It's normal here.
Where like is
Like
it not normal in other places of Feywild?
well, where Titania's palace and gardens are it's always sunny.
Oh,
Like the
that's
sun's at
neat.
its zenith. That's why I say your guys' sun is so lazy. So it goes away every day.
Yeah, but like how do you know when to sleep?
You sleep whenever you want to sleep.
Oh,
Yeah, it's great. I slept a lot whenever I could.
I don't know, but I'm not surprised.
yeah, it seems like you.
We need to head for like warmer climate and the direction of this. So we're too far. Like we need to go backwards.
Oh, what?
Like like your guys' sun, it goes like from it goes from the ground
Oh,
and up
okay,
and then
okay.
down. So we need to go from dusk to day.
Maybe if we can get a high vantage point, maybe we can see around a bit.
That's a good idea.
Entry,
Uh,
are you familiar with where we're going?
uh yeah, I know where my home is.
I pass
Maybe not
Entry the
in relation.
compass.
Uh,
This is gonna take us there.
holding the compass in both his hands, Endry thinks of not his home specifically, but one of the other archfey that he would have visited periodically. So still in the Sealy court, but not directly to his house, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I'm thinking of a particular, it's a large spider fey. Or unless you have something else planned, whatever you say.
No, that would work. Let me see here. So, just kind of in the interest of making it simple, we'll say that the compass points you dayward. Does that make sense? Like you said a second ago, um, it's pretty much. We'll say on the compass it looks like north from where you are, but it moves towards where the day never sets, kind of like you were talking about with the Sealy cord. Um, so you guys are heading the correct direction. Indri has not led you astray yet. Um, but as far as you can tell, the forest is nowhere near ending.
Is there any signs of like structures?
Structures? Why don't you give me an investigation check?
And Andrew will pass it along. It's like look for anything that people might live in or stuff like that. Because if it exists on the material realm, it exists here too, sort of.
Yeah,
In
I'll
a
assist
different
with
way.
that if I can.
Sure. Investigation is kind of what I was thinking. If you guys are looking for something specific.
I already got
Yeah.
my good roll out of the way tonight.
Fair enough. Okay, Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, just Andrew said that like if something exists in the Feywild, it exists in the material plane as well. Like, would this forest look at all familiar to Ren? She was from the Moonwood, which is like
Mhm.
north, cold, perhaps.
Yeah, sorry if I didn't make that clear. Like, it feels a lot like Neverwinter Wood.
Oh,
Just
okay.
like a more exaggerated version of it. So where you guys were, this place is very similar. Um,
Oh.
but what I was about to say too is, with that investigation check, the area that you're in feels a lot like Sharandar, the city that you just left. And you start to notice that some of the trees are kind of growing up over ruins. Um, so this is almost a reflection kind of the city that you just left, but less of it still exists.
Hmm.
Why don't you go ahead and make a history check for me as well? And Indri, you can actually do this as well.
I wonder if there's a mirror version of Wood Whisper here.
So with
That
yeah,
was
it just keeps getting lower and lower. It's great. Um, so with that, we'll say that growing up in Neverwinter Wood, you might have been at least like somewhat familiar with the legend of Sharindar. And one of the bits of that legend would be that the city exists in both the material plane in Neverwinter Wood and also in the Feywild. And Indri, even with that role, I think you would know that there are still existing cities within the Feywild that also exist in both places. Most of the time, they exist at various points of a year. Like they will spend this season in the Feywild, and then they will disappear and spend a season in the material plane. The most famous of those cities being Astrazalian, the really the only permanent city in the Feywild. There are a few others that kind of shift around, but you would definitely be familiar with Astrazalian, having lived here for your life up until the last couple months.
Right. Would
Um,
you be willing to throw that in the chat?
yeah, sure. Let me make sure I spell it right. There you go.
Sweet, thank you.
And so as you guys are looking around, you can kind of tell that hey, there are bits and pieces of Sharindar. It looks much longer abandoned than the city that you left, but there are definite signs that the city existed here at some point as well.
Maybe we should see if. How do you pronounce it?
Sacaraxilon? Astrazalian?
Astrazalian, thank you.
Sorry. Yeah.
Astrazalian. We should see if Astrazalian's in season, and I'll use the compass to point in that direction.
Sure. And you having been involved with the Sealy Court have definitely been there.
Yeah.
And it points in somewhat the same direction as when you thought about the Archfey a second ago, but it shifts just kind of more, we'll say, like northwest from where you guys are. And that's it, really. So you do have at least a bearing that if you wanted to go there, you could.
Okay. Yeah, pass it along, that knowledge that you said to everybody else. And it's like, we should definitely head in that direction. It's kind of like your guys' water deep. It's like a big big place.
I
Filled with
just
nice-ish people.
All right.
I just
That
have a quick question. Do you know if this portal only outputs to like one spot in the Feywild by any
the one
chance?
we just went through.
No, like that like if somebody goes through the portal where we went through it, they will come out where we came out of it, and reverse. So if somebody went to the portal on the Feywild side where we came out of it, they would come out where we came in.
That's a
Oh,
good point.
probably, yeah. They probably would, because that's usually these kinds of connections, these
Like they're
passageways.
fixed, is that what I'm trying to say?
Sorry.
Are these fixed points on the?
Like
Is that what you're asking? Sorry.
Yeah.
yeah, basically, like it doesn't move. That like if somebody came into the portal through the material plane one, it can't like go to some other place in the Feywild.
You can make an Arcana check if you like, but you're gonna have to roll pretty good to get an answer on that. Nope, you don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
Can I know I asked a lot of you guys recently, but can we make one more detour? I want to see if there is a mirror version of Wood Whisper here.
Why?
Sure.
Well, you see, oh no, oh okay. Well,
good.
you see, my parents did find me in the woods. So I'm just thinking maybe if there is a mirror version of Wood Whisper, that might be where my like biological family is.
Are you saying you think you were like in the woods in Faerun and then just switched to the other plane and then you were found by your
Well, Andrew
adoptive
said
parents or something?
that people like me are like all around here apparently.
Yeah, I've seen lots of other satyrs. They're not as common as the Eladrin, but they have their communities.
I just wanted to see. We don't have to do it like if
No, that sounds like a great idea. Andrew's gonna like shove the compass AI.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't see a problem.
I'm not
Uh,
familiar with the version that's here if it even exists. I was just gonna try to go in that direction.
Why don't you give me a survival check real quick?
Okay.
We'll see if you can even figure out the direction to start with.
Yeah, that sounds like a great place to start, and we could
13.
maybe find somebody who might know stories of this dragon orb. I'm sorry, we know it's a dragon orb that we're chasing, right? Okay, just want to make sure.
Yep. Leosin told you a long time ago, at least in real life, not necessarily in game time, that they were some sort of orb that was forged in the Dragonfall Wars a long time ago.
Yeah.
Weren't really sure what they did, but knew that they were powerful artifacts that were used against them. Okay, so with that survival check, you think you know the correct direction.
I'm still going to try to hold the compass and be like, Wood Whisper, but Feywild version.
No dice. It doesn't really respond to that.
Yeah,
what I
it
did
probably
there? No
wouldn't
dice.
work like any other way. Just that I'm not familiar with anybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much the only thing you could point to right this second would be the archway. That's really the only thing you guys are familiar with that have never been here
Yeah.
before.
Well,
But you can kind of, it's different, but close enough to the Neverwinter Wood that you could maybe retrace your steps to the area that Wood Whisper exists in the material plane.
I'm going to try with like Andrew's help, if everybody's okay with it, retracing our steps to go to the Whisper Patch, and from there the Wood Whisper, because that, I don't know if you remember, but there was the, not bear, but like there was the little dark coin symbol
Yes.
Oh yeah, the
that is
purple.
kind of bothering me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a possibility that there might be an answer to that somewhere in the Feywild. God?
Maybe.
Don't
Maybe not.
just I
I
based off
would.
distances and how long we've already traveled now.
We traveled for like an hour, didn't we?
Yeah.
Ish, yeah.
I'm guessing we're in the heart of the autumn domain of the Unseelie. Most likely, your community that you're from is part of this Unseelie domain and will have some of the same values. So definitely just be ready.
You're telling me that? Like, I know what that means.
They're like dark, like not like Shadowfell dark, but
Lovely, I might fit in. With recent revelations.
If I might step in here, Andrew, why don't you make a history check for me,
okay.
and then I will interpret that for the rest of the group.
Oh gosh.
Do it with advantage because you're from here. There we go. Okay, so kind of the idea that Indri is getting across here, and he would be able to explain to you, is that the Feywild it is this really just intense representation of nature, and in nature, you have this constant struggle between life and death. The Unseelie represent the more violent side of that. And it's not necessarily an evil thing all the time, but it's a more raw, natural version of that. They don't. Let me see if I can put this the right way. They're not nice people most of the time, but this place is just it comes across as beautiful and wild, but with that comes this inherent violence. Does that seem fair, Indri? Is that a good
Yeah.
description?
Once you said life and death, yeah, that make I should have thought of that. Yeah, it's also kind of like carnivore versus omnivore.
Sure.
A
Okay.
tiger is nice and beautiful, but
So,
you can
do
be
you
friends
think
with it.
it's a bad idea trying to...
Oh, I mean, there's still people. But, not all people like are bad.
My also concern is that you've been gone for a little bit, and if we find somebody before we go to the most powerful people, they might tell us what's been happening around.
Right, yeah. And thanks to my mustache, no one's gonna recognize me.
It's a brilliant
Definitely.
disguise. Sometimes I forget that you're you.
Mm-hmm.
Do fairies ever naturally grow mustaches?
I don't think so.
I think maybe, like, if
Are
they
there like some like super dapper fairies out there somewhere?
Sideburns only.
Like
on fairies.
top
Sideburns.
hats and
mutton
mustaches,
chops, yeah.
monocles.
Oh god.
I would.
am not
I'm gonna commission that art.
convinced.
Kind of creepy fairy with a goatee.
Right. So are we heading to Whisperwood? We'll call it just the reverse in the Feywild.
Yeah, we're going back to the Whisper Patch in the Feywild and trying to go from there to... Because we've been traveling like with the Whisper Patch as our point sort of
Sure.
thing. so it's easier to traverse that way if we can.
Okay. Why don't we get another survival check? Who's leading the party right now? Is it I or is it Indri?
Could it be both of us?
Okay. Well, why don't one of you give me a survival check and do it with advantage since you guys are both kind of feeling this out together?
Let's see here. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
19. Perfect.
19.
You're able to find your way. And like I've said already, it is familiar but alien at the same time. Like, you've wandered the woods in Neverwinter quite a bit through your childhood growing up there. And things are just in like slightly different places all over it. And they're bigger and, the trees go taller. So it all feels the same, but it's just slightly off. But after some kind of trial and error, you're able to find your way to where Whisperwood should be. But what greets you is actually this clearing. And you see just the trees in this area are all just blown flat. And they've been that way for a long time. You can kind of tell because, stuff is starting to grow over the trunks of these trees that have fallen over. And it's several hundred feet of this, just like something has blown these things down. Yeah,
Continue, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, as we come upon this clearing, I was just like, this is not exactly what I expected.
What did you expect?
I expected at worst case just nothing here, but not in this kind of nothing.
Yeah, this is worse than nothing. This is creepy nothing.
Something's happened here. And I bet that the trees don't grow on your side.
The trees do grow on our side.
Well, but it's in a space, right?
Is this in the Whisper Patch alternative, or is this the village alternative?
This is the Whisper Patch.
Oh, okay, just
as near as you can tell.
Okay.
Why don't you give me a perception check? You particularly, I. Or anyone that wants to help her. Actually, you would all be able to notice this.
It's an 8.
Anybody helping her?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hate when your passive is higher than your rolls.
Right. Well, we would take your passive at that point. 13. Okay. 21. Okay. So you guys, while you're kind of looking around this clearing, you're making your way, and it's really difficult to move because there's just so much. There's so many trees on their side. You're having to climb over them and climb down into this thing, and you get to a point where it looks like this explosion happened in the middle of the Whisper Patch. And the trees from that point all kind of fall away from this point. Like this is the epicenter of whatever happened.
Do you think something was summoned there and created that or something?
I've heard stories of stars falling from the sky.
Does it look like the trees that are surrounding the epicenter were burned? Or does it look like it was a force explosion? No fire, no heat, just the force of it that turned them and that fell them over.
Sure. No signs of burning that you can tell.
Okay. Can I inspect the epicenter to see if I can gather anything from there?
Is there a crater in this epicenter?
Yeah,
or is it more something was standing there and exploded, or something fell?
Yeah, what does it look like?
There is definitely a crater in the middle of this patch. Something happened here. It's kind of hard to tell because it looks like it happened a long time ago. But there's a crater in the middle, and from that point, the trees were all blown down.
So
And
And they are still down, so it's not
time
that long
is
ago.
timey-wimey in the Feywild probably, but like, is there any indication like by like young saplings growing around or anything like that, relatively how long ago this might have happened?
so no saplings or anything. There's brush kind of growing over some of the trunks, and you can see. Why don't you go ahead and give me an investigation check?
Okay.
I don't want to give this away for free.
Can I help with
No,
this?
give me free
Sure.
stuff.
I will guide you.
I have advantage because I'm helping.
And
Alright,
guidance
so you
is
can tell. So you're really familiar with the material plane version of this. So you would kind of know the space that the Whisper Patch inhabits, right? So you know kind of roughly how big it is. Within that space and where you're at, there's almost no growth. But once you get outside that space, brush starts to overtake the trees. There's a little bit of sign of life, but it takes a while before you start to see like what you would expect a forest like this to start like growing again. Um, the area right in the center of this patch is dead.
Like no grass dead even.
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Does this normal when a star falls, Andrew?
I
Well,
don't know. I've
you
never seen it. Just
you know,
stories.
I'd assume that when a star falls, like there's fire and stuff.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm not sure about that. I mean, could be
How
something that
far has
fell.
science advanced in this world? Would we know that when a star falls, it goes through the atmosphere?
Science, maybe not so much, but the arcane,
Um,
there has been much study in that.
well, we
Could a
found.
summon have done that?
Yeah, can do like an Arcana check to see like a possibility of something that might do this kind of effect.
You can certainly roll for it, and I can tell you.
Oh my gosh.
I
Oh
rolled
my god,
Injury,
7.
man. You gotta throw that computer away, man. That's the only way to get rid of these dice. 14. Okay, so with that, you are able to tell that there is a deep magical scar. Can't really tell what caused it or anything like that. That's not something that I don't think any Arcana check would give you. But you can tell that something happened here. Some magical explosion or, force caused this. And it's old magic yark.
I'll tell the group, but still I don't know what
Oh,
exactly happened there.
well, if this exists here, then Wood Whisper might exist here. And if that exists here, that means that there's probably people living there. And those people might know what caused this.
You tell me, because it's a little bit, your creation. How close is the Whisper Patch to Wood Whisper? And
I think we said it would be like half an hour of walking.
okay, yeah,
but
that
like
sounds right.
walking through
Brush,
brush and stuff, yeah.
yeah, through forest, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you could certainly try to go there.
Yeah, like I'm gonna like feel around in the crater, see if like this like magic feels any familiar or anything like that.
Mhm.
Just see if like it reacts to anything, but probably doesn't.
Sending you a whisper.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, so let's try to go to Wood Whisper or whatever it's called here and see if they know what happened. I mean, an explosion this big must have
Yeah,
rattled
we need to find
something.
someone.
Yeah, either way, it might be our best chance at finding civilization soon. Unless you wanna, I mean,
They'll probably have local stories at the worst case, and we can extrapolate from there.
yeah. Worst case scenario, there is nothing there.
I'm sure Titania's been here long enough that I mean, I don't know if she would know, but
This
probably
is not her domain, you said, I think.
yeah, exactly. That's why I don't know if she would know, but I bet the Queen of Air and Darkness does. Don't want to meet her though.
Okay. Well, so you guys are heading to the Fey version of Wood Whisper?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So it's relatively easy to at least spot the area that it should be in. But when you get there, there is loose signs of a village that maybe once existed here, but no longer does.
Well, see, does it look like it was just abandoned, or does it look like it was, like, attacked?
Make an investigation check.
Can I help?
Yeah, sure.
Let's check out all these places.
18. Okay. Looks like it is long since abandoned. If there was an attack, there are no signs that still exist. Long since abandoned, though. These houses just don't. I mean, you can tell when you look at like ruins of homesteads from like the 1800s. Anybody ever seen stuff like that? Where it's like, hey, somebody used to live here, and there's like a brick.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're looking at here.
Okay.
So like, hey, there used to be a settlement here. Someone once inhabited this area, but there's hardly any sign. And the only reason you're even able to spot it is because you were specifically looking for the Fey version of your city or your village. Sorry.
No, somehow it's like, even though I expected there to be something, it's kind of weird that there is. You know what I mean? Like, my village is just so small and like generally insignificant that to have anything on this side is interesting.
Yeah, you kind of get used to it.
Do they just like pop up? Like they just appear out of nowhere when like there's a settlement on our side? Or do people like just happen to settle in the same place?
Both.
Are you asking me?
Well, like, I'm asking Andrew, but I guess Andrew would ask you for
Sure.
an actual answer.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how your guys' side works. I would say both. There's things about an area that draws attention for people, and I'm sure it's the same for starting villages and stuff on a material plane. Sometimes it's like that's just where the ley lines lie, and sometimes it's like there's a nice grapevine, and let's eat these grapes forever.
Makes you
Oh.
wonder what the Fey version of Helmshold is looking like.
Ooh.
That's yeah.
It'd be awkward if there was also a cathedral that just fell for no reason.
Absolutely no reason.
It's not always like a direct like reflection of that, like in that sense. Not always.
Well, thank you for indulging me. This has been a mildly fruitful endeavor, I suppose.
I was just thinking now that unfortunately this didn't work, we need to get out of this
Yes,
unsealed domain before we
yes.
really meet anybody, ideally.
Okay, let's leave. Let's go wherever you were trying to go beforehand.
Yeah, we'll head for the Summerlands, I think. That's probably the best bet. Um, Assuming that there's no like fighting or wars going on right now, it's usually the most peaceful, but some of the Eladrin can get pretty aggressive in their sports.
Which one's the worst?
I'm
Winter?
sorry, winter, like, probably the worst, but like, the summer ones are probably like the worst when it happened. Like, very destructive, where like a winter is probably gonna stab you in the back when you're not looking, where a summer would like show up to your house and like punch you and then like steal your food and then like knock down the whole house.
Looks great for vacation.
But it's such a great place to live, huh?
Yeah.
Either you're getting stabbed in the
Neighbors.
back or just straight robbed. Like- yeah, Hendrik, that's pretty accurate. At least from the ones that you have encountered before. I would add on there that you would know that the Unseelie court is probably really the most aggressive, at least in terms of don't like come across their land.
Yeah. Oh, that's
They're territorial, and they defend nature to a really aggressive degree. But most things here do.
Yeah, so we should definitely head dayward instead, for the Summerlands, or spring.
Mhm.
They tend to be the nicest, most generous, but um, they're a little weird. I bet Yarg would like them.
Well,
The
Well,
day word it is.
I can't wait to meet people.
We just need to be extra vigilant and like make sure nobody sneaks up on us and stuff while we travel.
Aren't we always?
no.
Definitely not.
I always keep my eyes out. Yeah,
Oh,
when I'm not sleeping.
I was about to say you're usually sleeping.
When I'm not sleeping, I'm looking. Sometimes.
Aren't you usually like lying down in the cart? Like, what are you looking at? The sky?
The clouds.
Yeah, he's our dragon watcher to make sure that no dragon sneaks up on us from the sky.
That's fair. Yeah, I was gonna make fun of you, but that's actually a very valuable skill given our track record. Okay.
With dragons specifically.
Yeah.
There's some pretty vicious birds too. Like, sometimes they think you're food, and that's just not fun.
I cannot relate.
You know how like dragons like think you're food? It's kind of the same, but feathers instead of scales.
All right.
So
Okay.
heading dayward.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So with the compass, you guys are pretty easily able to follow a trail, or at least a direction. Are you guys moving? Like, describe your pace. Let me figure that out real quick.
If Endry's leading, it's slow.
Okay. Slow and careful, or just slow because
Yeah,
Hendry
slow
doesn't want to move fast?
Yeah, slow and careful.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and give me another set of perception checks real quick?
Everybody or just Andre?
Sure. Yark, man.
Wait, sure to which option?
I know,
Uh,
right? Like,
Sorry. Yeah, everybody can do it.
too late for radio rolling.
I rolled 16.
Wow. Man,
We see
okay.
everything. Aside from Yark, I guess.
Oh, I
So,
rolled 16.
Oh,
yeah, he re-rolls his once.
oh, you're right, you're right, you're right.
That feat is crazy. Or that trait, sorry. Okay, so as you guys are moving through the forest, you come across a small, like, open grove with quite a large tree at one end. You spot two figures kind of at the roots of the tree. They look a lot like the awakened trees, the tree ants that you guys have seen before, but almost like humanoid versions of them, smaller, like your size rather than tree size. What do you guys do?
I was gonna be like, entry? Entry.
Um,
Are they bad?
can- I'd assume everything is bad here. Or at least, like, hostile.
Can we try and sneak past them?
Yeah, do they look like they're sleeping or are they just like chilling?
They are currently like bent over the roots of this tree,
Maybe they're
working
dead.
on something.
Oh, never mind.
They're moving.
I was like, did we interrupt something?
So Andrea is invisible.
Entry. Go damn it.
Let's see.
Andrea, if you'd like to make a nature check, you would probably be the only one that's familiar with these things. And you maybe not even.
Yeah.
My
Yes.
favorite thing is how Entry just kind of disappears whenever danger
Yeah.
is around.
Yeah.
You're just like, Andrea, should we sneak around and like Andrea?
Yeah.
Indri, these are keepers of the forest, known as Spriggans.
Sounds aggressive.
I, as a player, do not know what a Spriggan is.
So they are like tree-like, almost like an elemental, made of wood, formed into like a humanoid shape. You would know that they tend to the forest. They are elementals that are animated specifically to keep the forest healthy.
And
And they are fiercely territorial of the forest.
Yeah.
and meta-wise, in Skyrim, they will fuck you up.
Yep.
That's probably where I'm like, my mind is like, Dryad?
Ish, yeah.
Similar.
Uh,
Dryad with a bad temper.
invisibly, Andre will whisper to the group, it's like, those are Spriggan. They fight and kill anything that trespasses on their forest. That's us.
Okay, we're going to go around giving them a very wide berth. Like, we can't even see them wide berth.
Why don't you all give me some stealth checks?
Can I do pass that trace first? Or is it too late?
Think it would be too late. I
Okay,
think
that's
so. The
fair.
way that I would rule this is if you had wanted to do that while traveling, you should have probably called it at the beginning. Is that
Yeah.
fair to you?
No, that's totally
Oh,
fair.
okay.
I was pushing.
I already fucked up. We're so fighting these things.
Since I'm invisible, I roll.
Can I do Blessing of the Trickster at least on somebody? Since that's
Sure.
like only a touch. Okay, I'll do that on Yorick.
Yeah, it's actually good.
I rolled 17 total.
Fuck.
Rin, you're the one. You're the weak link here.
No.
So, you guys are moving kind of around the edge of this clearing or away from the clearing, we'll say. realizing that these things are going to totally beat you guys up if they engage. So I will give you this. Since most of you rolled really well, you're able to spot actually a third Spriggan.
Oof.
And as you are stepping away from this place, Rin, you are so concerned with everyone else's stealth rolls and their ability to be quiet that you totally miss a large branch right under your foot. And it cracks in half, and you see all three of these Spriggans stand up at full height, which is slightly taller than any of you except for maybe Kieran, and turn around and look in your direction.
Shit.
I was gonna
Kieran, I told you to be quiet.
I was gonna be like, we're very sorry. We were just leaving. There, you don't have to do whatever you're thinking about. In Sylvan.
They look at you silently. They haven't made a move yet because you guys haven't done anything else, but they are at least aware of your presence.
I is just gonna continue backing up. And like, we are not trying to do anything, like raise her hands up, like we're not trying to do anything here. You look like you're very busy. We're very sorry.
All right. It has no effect on them that you can tell. So they are just silently looking at you at the moment. The one in the middle, right? I'm probably on the wrong layer. This one.
Mhm.
You hear a sound kind of emanate from it. It sounds almost wolf-like.
Oof.
And you can hear some answers in the distance that are definitely wolf-like.
Oof.
What do you guys do? They haven't attacked yet.
Backing away, backing away.
Well,
I'll move
that will
behind
only get you
Kieran.
so far. You're gonna move by Kieran? Okay.
I'll move behind Kieran and I
It's
cast
okay,
this-
my Eldritch Blast is like 120 feet. It's fine, I can back away. All I
I-
want.
I'll move behind Kieran and use him to hide myself and cast the aid spell.
Okay. Also, will you guys? I wasn't sure. I did this pretty quickly, and I think I forgot to reset your HP from the level up. So if you would like to wait, no, that was 2 sessions ago. Never
Yeah,
mind.
no, that was
Scratch that.
Yeah.
We're good.
That's right.
Okay.
Did we have any rest or anything before this? Just wanted to make sure.
You have long rested.
Okay. I was still down HP. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you guys are fully rested at the moment.
Oh.
All right. I would like for you to all go ahead and roll me initiative.
Did I have time to cast my spell first?
Yep, I'll give you that. Oh, where did it go? Sorry.
You're unable to see Endry to cast your spell.
Oh, you're invisible. All right, then Ren is the other one.
Thanks.
Sorry,
And-
but
Is
you're
that
probably not on the
temporary
front line.
HP?
No, it's max HP.
No, I is
nice.
like way into the trees at this point. And she's like,
I mean-
oh shit, they look like they're about to fight.
No offense, but Ren is the other healer, so she must be up.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And I'm sorry, guys, this is another kind of like homebrewed stat that I'm using, so I will be doing the rolls in person here.
Okie
Don't
dokie.
apologize.
Well, he rolled terrible.
I know. You don't have to rub it in.
Not you.
Okay,
All right, and you. Oh, he's got worse. Okay. All right, so give me just 1 second to change the soundtrack. And we're going to let I get back. All right. Actually, let's go ahead and start going here. Yark.
Since they haven't attacked yet, I'll delay my action, which is to cast Moonbeam if I feel any threat towards us.
Okay. I'm sorry. You said you were holding.
Yep, and
Okay.
I'll cast my held action is casting Moonbeam if I see a threat.
Okay. So what is gonna? It's just any threat, anybody that gets attacked or anything like that.
Yeah, if I feel like
Any aggressive action.
Yeah, basically
Okay.
a spell against us, a charge, anything really that I feel is a threat.
Yeah, it's a good reminder, Indri. If you don't use it, you still lose the slot.
All right.
Okay, so that will be your turn.
All
Let's
right.
see. The younger one, young Sprigham, is going to move towards you guys. There. And rather than attack, you're going to see him raise up his arms. And this will go on his initiative order as well. But you see a swarm of wasps actually erupt out of him.
That loss and what you guys are.
And that's his turn. Kieran.
Alright, so I take it these wasps are not very friendly.
Nationals then.
Which wasps are?
True.
I suppose that would count as a threat, though.
Well, they haven't done anything yet, but
Well, invoking wasp
that's
is something.
You know, I'm gonna hold an attack action in case they come closer. I think that'd be actually I'm gonna move up just a little bit though. Move up about like right here. And it's hold like an attack action.
for what? What's the trigger?
Like if they like come at me, like if
Oh,
the
okay,
wasp
sure.
or something they come at me to attack
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Okay. Ren.
All right, I am going to brandish my holy coin and summon my duplicate. So invoke
Okay.
duplicity.
Let me get your duplicate out. I'm gonna put it here. Ah. And you should have control. Yep.
Okay, I will summon it, and then with my bonus action, I'm actually just gonna move it up.
Okay.
1, 2, I can move it till there. I'll move it over there, actually, to the side, and then I'm
Okay.
going to move a little bit forward, kind of partially behind this bush. And that's
Okay.
my turn.
All right. So this guy. will move up. And let's see here. And that, I think, is going to be his turn. But he is going to actually, like... You guys can tell that this is not a friendly movement here. He is moving towards you guys at a pretty quick rate. And really, like, you kind of start to see that these arms end in a long set of claws.
I'll let go the Moonbeam then.
Okay.
So it's 5 feet radius. It's a cone 40 feet high and 5 feet wide.
Okay, why don't you draw exactly where you want it?
I'm just wondering, how does it work? Do I aim for a square and then it's like a total of 9 squares, or it's like an intersection and it's 4 squares?
Yeah, so you pick a point,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's a 2x2.
Yeah.
So I pick a corner of a square
Mm-hmm.
and it's 2x2. All right. So it's really small.
Are you going to draw the area?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll cast it there.
Okay. And it is what? Constitution save?
Yeah.
What's the DC?
15.
Okay, so the Spriggan rolls
And the wasps.
yeah, 16.
It's off damage.
Okay. And the wasps roll a 3. So, what's the damage?
11.
Huh?
11.
For the total?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say 6 for him and 11 for the wasps. Okay. Anything else? Oh, that was your held action. Never mind. Hi, are you back?
Yes. So
Okay.
turn. Cool.
Yep.
So I'm all the way over there. Probably like actually farther back, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna shoot double-edged blast at this one.
Okay. That will hit.
It's a 7. I doubt the 10 will hit.
The 10 does not.
Okay, just making sure.
What was the damage from the first one?
7.
Got it. Okay. Anything else?
No, I will stay where I am.
Okay. Next one is gonna move. Oh. Okay. And he is going to do the same. And summon another swarm of wasps. Okay. That is his turn. Indri.
Andrew's gonna fly over to this mushroom
Okay.
and stand on top of it, and invisibly, anyways, kind of put his hand or his face in his hand and shake his head. I'm not gonna like prepare an actual action. I guess I'm gonna take the dodge action just in case.
Okay. So you are dodging. Okay, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Alright, Yark.
I'll let the moonbeam there. I'll move 1, 2, 3. I suppose I'll use the good old vicious mockery on this brigand.
On which one? Sorry, that one? Okay.
Oh yeah, that one.
DC 15. Wisdom. Okay, he fails. And it's 2 damage.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
What do you say to him?
You Alphas plant.
Okay. He's like looks at you curiously because he does not speak common. But all right. Next up is the Spriggan and his particular swarm of wasps. right, so it is actually going to take a strike real quick at your double, Ren.
Okay.
But a 6 is probably not going to do anything. What is his plus 10? 7. So 13 total. Nothing?
My double doesn't actually have an AC because it's an illusion.
Right. Okay, so it
And
would
it can't
then
be
know...
like attacked. It can't be like dispelled by attacking it. So
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, these things are not like crazy intelligent, so it would, probably want to strike at it anyway. But I think once it strikes, it would then know that it's not an illusion, or it's not you. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Indri is still invisible. So we'll run up here, and we'll say it's gonna throw another claw strike at Kieran. And 18 plus 7, so 25 to hit.
Yep.
It's gonna take. Where's my D10? 10. 13 damage. Are you raging? You're not raging yet, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, so 13 damage. Slashing. Okay, and then the wasps are going to... Let me pull up their stat block. Okay, so they are actually going to move here. 1, 2. Once they get here, Indri, they become aware of you because they have blind sight.
That's right.
So they are gonna attack you.
Yeah.
And a 20 to hit.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, actually, you are correct.
Alright.
11. So
I'm
no.
at 12 AC, yeah.
Yeah, so you actually managed to dodge around all these wasp stings. And with that, it will be Kieran's turn.
They're like swords.
Tiny little
All right.
swords.
I am going to rage. And I'm going to attack this guy.
Okay. Let's make sure we notate that. 22 will hit. 17. Okay. There we go.
Plus the rage on 19.
Ah, you are correct.
And I'm going to hit him
Always
again.
forget the plus 2. 18 will also hit. 20. Good lord. You make quick work of these guys.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's the benefit of being a barbarian. Okay, anything else?
Nope, that'll be it.
Alright, Ren.
Okay, so I'm gonna move my double
Okay.
forward to the one next to the guy in the back with my bonus action, and then with my action, I'll have my double reach out and I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay.
I assume 11 does not hit.
11 does not hit.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. So it is his turn. So I think he is probably going to fall for the double as well, since it just tried to attack him. So first attack on your double. A 19, so I don't know why I even roll. But then it recognizes that it is not a legit thing. So moves up. And it's as far as it can get. So it is also going to attack you, Kieran, with its second claw attack. And a 2, so a 9, that will not hit. And that is going to be his turn. I will say that on his turn, you guys do hear more howls and start to hear things rustling in the forest around you. Hi.
Hearing more like noises, I was gonna be like, "Hey, I don't know if we should like stick around here," and like look around before firing another 2 blasts at. Let's move over here, at this one.
Okay.
Where is it?
23 will definitely hit. The 11 will not.
6.
6.
That is
All right.
it.
So you blast it. You see Bart kind of like fall off of it a little bit, but it is still standing pretty. Okay. So anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right. So this one will come around the tree, and it's gonna make 2 claw attacks at you, Ren. But a 9. What's your AC?
18.
All right, so 16 will not hit. Second attack. 12 will also not hit. So you are safe for now. The wasps will say 2, 3. Let's see. They kind of start to swarm around Kieran and Yark, and they are going to make an attack. I think. Yark, are you dodging?
Nope.
Okay, I didn't think so. I just want to make sure. All right, 18 to hit.
Nope.
That will not hit. So they are flying around you, but nothing has like landed to sting yet. Indri.
Going to fill my orb up with energy and a red orange color and kind of back up.
Okay.
I don't know if I provoke an attack from a swarm. I imagine so, but
Yep. That would be disadvantage. 13?
yeah, that
6.
hits.
So they get to.
Nope. I can distract a swarm.
Okay, fair enough. Then it does not hit.
And going to use Tides of Chaos so I can have advantage.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot a chromatic orb of fire.
Okay. Against
from,
who?
the swarm of bees right in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Oh, awful roll.
6.
Entry is gonna have a look of surprise, like, my magic works like normal.
Anything else?
I cast a leveled spell. Okay.
Alright. Yark.
I'll move there. Use my action to move my moonbeam there.
Okay.
And that's it.
And as long as they start their turn, they have to make that save, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Making sure. Okay. In that case, it is spriggan number 2, which is this one. I'll tell you what. He is going to move here. And that's actually his turn, so what's the save?
DC 15 for half damage.
DC 15. Con, right?
Yep.
Well, a 2 is not going to do it, so 14 damage. Okay, but then he is going to take a swipe at Kieran. And a nat 20. So that is going to be 9. Ooh, I rolled pretty good on the damage. So 19, 28 plus, where is it? So 31 halved, so we'll call it 15. 15 damage on you, Kieran.
Alrighty.
And then he's going to swipe out at you, Yark.
What type of damage are these things doing?
Slashing? Sorry, piercing.
Okay, piercing, okay.
Mm-hmm. A 6 is probably not going to do it, so that will be its turn. Sorry, the wasps are going to chase after Indri.
Leave me alone.
And they are going to try to sting you again. A 15.
Yeah.
But at yeah.
So not dodging or nothing now.
Oh, that's right, sorry. 5 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
They're stinging the crap out of you. Kieran.
All right, I'm gonna keep attacking this guy right here.
Okay. 28 will definitely hit.
Yeah.
13. Okay. 19 will also hit. 19. Good lord.
Oh wow.
I need to play a barbarian.
That's why you don't attack the barbarian. You
Right?
attack-
Fair enough.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Let's see. Then we are going to move to Rin.
All right. I'm going to. I think seeing. Ooh, no, never mind. I'll have disadvantage. Okay, I'm gonna, with my bonus action, I'm going to move my double up so it's near this dude. I'm gonna take a
Okay.
step to the side so we're both within 5 feet of this Spriggan. Then I'm once again gonna reach out with my double and we're gonna attempt to cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay.
This time at advantage.
Seven.
17?
That will hit. So 15 points of
Okay.
necrotic.
And does it seem to take that full damage?
It does.
Okay. And
You
that is
see
my
some of the
turn.
bark actually start to rot. And just like fall off of it again. So it is taking that full damage.
Alright, that's my turn, and with the rest of my movement, I will high five myself. And that's my
Okay,
turn.
fair enough. All right, so unfortunately, you have now put yourself into flanking.
Oh shit.
So it is going to have advantage on 2 claw strikes against you.
Which Spriggan is playing? Is this one?
Uh-huh.
Okay, he has to roll for the damage.
So it rolled... Oh, that's right, sorry. So with its first attack, it rolled a 2 and a 1, so it's going to miss on the first attack. Let's go ahead and do the con save. Rolls a 9, so 12. That's not going to do it. And it was 15 damage.
14.
14. Okay. And it's going to go ahead and do its second attack on you as well, Ren. 15, so 22. That will definitely hit. Let's just make sure. Yep. 10, 8, 12, 15 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
All right, and then its swarm of wasps is this one in the middle. It is going to attack you again, Yark. 12's not going to do it, though. Okay, and that's his turn. Hi.
Guess what? It's an Eldritch Blast.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, that one is in damage range. I'm gonna do this one.
Okay. That'll hit. And that will hit. So 2 hits. So 4
Oh.
and 9. 13. All right.
And just because I'm gonna continue looking around, how is the sounds and everything? Like, what's happening?
Getting closer. You are starting to hear the approach of some type of animal running towards this clearing. And it is probably within just a few seconds of bursting into this clearing.
And I'm like, guys, warning, something is coming. And because I'm on the edge, I'm going to go, like, this way.
Okay.
Because I don't know where this thing is coming from.
All right. So, is that it for your turn?
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, got it. So this one is next, and it is going to take one swipe at you, Ren, with advantage because of flanking. An 8, so 15. That will not hit.
No.
And a dirty 20.
Yep.
All right.
Tactical distraction. 17.
What's your AC?
Nope. 18.
Doesn't hit? Okay. Actually, didn't you already use that this round?
Nope. Last round.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I used it just before playing, so.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I thought it was right after your turn. Okay, then that does not hit, and it is going to go ahead and draw an opportunity attack from you. And move over to I.
Opportunity attack?
Uh-huh.
Can't be spells, right? Only if I have the Warcaster
Warcaster.
thing.
Correct.
So if I did opportunity attack with my crossbow, would that be a disadvantage?
Yeah.
So it would have to be a melee weapon.
Okay, then I will attempt to punch him. 13!
That will not hit.
Fuck.
So it is then going to reach out with its long claw-like fingers
I was like, no,
And-
no, what are you doing?
with a dirty 24. It's going to hit. And it does 13 points of piercing.
Okay. That's a
Okay.
lot.
These things are not pushovers. All right, Indri.
We're gonna do the same thing as last turn.
Okay. Chromatic orb.
We're gonna go all the way over to this mushroom, though.
Okay. So again, you draw an opportunity attack, and it is a 22.
Ugh, yeah.
So 5 points of piercing.
Don't forget that you have plus 15. Eh?
That wasn't me.
Oh no, you don't. Never mind. You were invisible. That's your fault.
Oh,
22
sorry,
will hit.
It's not supposed. It was supposed to be chaos or chromatic orb. Sorry.
Oh, my bad. 12 will not. Oh, actually, 12 does on the wasp.
Oh, sweet.
Sorry, I was thinking the Spriggans. 15 points. All right.
And it's fire again. It's in.
Awesome. Okay, so you throw out this orb, and it just envelops the whole swarm of wasps. And once it passes through, all you see is just the burnt, little crisp bodies laying on the forest floor.
Slayer of the bee. Hear me.
All right, Yarrick.
Use Thunderclap as my action.
Okay, drop that description for me.
There you go.
Each creature other than you within 5 feet, you must make a Constitution saving throw. Okay, so Constitution on the wasps is a 16.
So success.
On a failed save, the creature takes one. Yep.
Takes nothing on a fail save.
Okay,
Oh, it
and then
does.
the
Oh yeah, it does.
on a failed save, the creature takes 1d6
Oh yeah.
thunder
So
damage.
no, so yeah.
So nothing for the wasps.
Yeah,
The
it's a
Spriggan,
cantrip.
however, rolls a 19, so it also takes nothing.
Oh well.
Anything else?
Great turn. I'll use my bonus action to give bardic inspiration to I.
Okay. So you now have the extra inspiration. Anything else, or is that it?
Move. Let's see there.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll probably have opportunity from the one.
So you will draw the opportunity attack from the wasp. 17 will not hit you, though.
Nope.
Okay. All right, so Spriggan number 2 is now in between Kieran and Yarrick. It is going to go ahead and do the same thing it did last time and take an attack at both of you. So a 9 to hit Yarrick. So 16. What's your AC, Yarrick? I'm sorry. Okay. And then a 21 on you, Kieran. So that will hit. Where's my other die? So 9,
now everyone.
3,
100 feet knows
15.
where we are, too.
So 15, and that will be reduced to 8.
Okay.
Good. And then it is actually going to go ahead and draw the opportunity attack from Yarrick. And this is a weird thing that they can do, but the wasp can actually inhabit the same square as another creature. So they're in the same square as the wasp.
Take that.
19 will hit. All right, so let me actually move those out of the way just for ease. All right.
Oh,
And
what
I'm
did you
I'm
do
gonna
with
put
action,
these
though?
behind it just so we can see them, but they're in the same square as the Spriggans. Okay, Kieran.
All right, I'm gonna try to finish off this one dude right here.
Okay. 25 will do it. 20. So you actually managed to split this guy straight down the middle. And you can see its insides now, and it is just made out of wood. It's just animated wood, basically. But it falls to the ground.
Oh, that's cool. Then yeah, I'm gonna attack this dude up here now.
Okay. He should get like extra damage just because of that, right? 17 will hit. So 14.
Just chopping down some trees.
Chapping and chapping. All right, anything else?
Oh no, that's it.
All right, Rin.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to attack with the crossbow, which would normally be disadvantage, but because of my double, it'll just be a straight roll, right?
Okay. I believe so.
23. I assume that hits.
That will hit.
11 damage, and then with my bonus
Done.
action, I'm gonna reach out and summon my spiritual weapon. So, big coin.
All right, let me get it up.
Oh
I'm gonna
no,
drop
12.
it right there. Give you control. 12 will not hit,
Oh,
but I'm gonna let you move it to wherever you wanted to summon it.
yeah, just right there. All right,
Okay.
drone pilot out.
All right, so on the main Spriggan's turn here, this one, you guys do spot. Let me roll for it real quick. 2d6. All right, so you got kind of lucky on this roll. Three wolves burst in the clearing, summoned by the one that called out before you guys even started the attack. Let me go ahead and roll initiative for them. I'm going to roll them as a group rather than separately. Okay, great. And actually, let me do... This one is gone. Okay. Wait. Oh, what happened? Okay. There we go. And he is going to make his 2 attacks. Once against
He has a
Kieran.
Constitution saving throw to do
Ah,
first.
thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Nat 1. What's the damage?
12.
Okay. That in mind, he is going to go ahead and move here. Out of the moonbeam. And he is going to slash at Rin to start with. 24.
Hits.
And that is going to be 17 piercing damage.
Ugh, okay.
And then once at Kieran. 10. So that's not going to hit. Okay. Let's see. That's his turn. Aye.
Yikes, yikes, yikes. I'm gonna stab the one in front of me.
Okay. That'll hit.
And shoot this one with a crossbow.
Okay. 14 will miss.
Okay.
Crossbow bolt goes sailing wide. All right, is that it?
Yes.
Okay, then the wolves are up. Indra, you're visible now. So this one.
Actually, real quick, I'm gonna pivot around him to get over here.
Okay, that's fine.
So not leaving his range.
Got it. Okay, so it is going to bite at you, Indri. 15 to hit.
Yeah.
So that'll be 7 piercing damage, and I need a strength save.
Oh, my best save.
It's not a terribly high save, but 17 will save, so you are safe. Indri the Mighty.
The nat 19 right
All right.
there.
And this one is going to move there. Do the same to you, I. An 11 to hit, so that should miss. That one will move there, and because it now has an ally within 5 feet of you, it is going to have advantage. Oh, that is a nat 20. And I need you to make a strength save, and that's 14 piercing damage. 5. You are knocked prone.
Can't wait to die in the Feywild.
Yeah, this was not meant to be a TPK here, so
Don't worry.
yeah, you're fine. Indri.
This foul beast has attacked me from behind. And, I hate attacking with disadvantage. Yeah, we're gonna skitter over here. So I'd rather take an attack of opportunity then.
Okay. An 8, so he misses as he snaps his jaw shut, and you fly away just in time.
Oh man, I didn't count my slots. Then that same wolf, he's gonna eat a chromatic orb of lightning. Hopefully eat it anyways.
16,
Oh,
that
Jesus.
will hit. Oh, sorry, you did the same thing.
Yeah.
21 will also hit. 21 misses. 16 hits, but not 21. 14. That is one fried wolf. Kieran's going to be happy. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it? Okay. All right, so it is going to be... this one's... Let me look up one thing real quick. All right. So I'm sorry to do this, but he is going to attack you, and he has advantage.
We can't wait to die in the Feywild.
All right, so 4 is the first roll,
Uh-huh.
and a 5 is the second one. So
Oh.
you manage to dodge both attacks while on your belly.
Rolling back and forth.
Yep, you're just like rolling around on the ground, dodging these savage claw strikes against you. But it does have one more attack, so it is going to try it again. 7, so 14.
No.
And a 19.
Yeah.
All right. So it is going to be 19 points of damage.
Okay.
How low are you?
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh no.
So I is just struggling off to the side while you guys are focusing on the stuff in the middle. But she is getting just triple teamed there and not looking so hot. All right, Yark.
Well, I have the feeling you're in need of a little bit of sanctuary there.
All right, so you now have Sanctuary.
What does
Gonna
that
use
do?
Basically, any creature that attacks you
Okay, cool.
has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Or it has to choose a new target.
Exactly.
So,
It's
what's the save on it? Is it 15 still?
15, yeah.
perfect.
No, it's less than that.
No, it says 15 spell side DC.
No, it's 12. Yeah, it's a cleric spell, not as good.
Ah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But
Right.
might still be useful.
Anything else?
I use my action to move my moonbeam.
Okay.
And I get, I suppose I'd go one. No, I'll just stay behind a bit. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I'll go there.
Kieran.
All right, I'm actually going to move down here. Just
Nice.
giving you what is that? What is it called again?
Flanking.
Yes, flanking. I'm going to attack.
All right, so roll with advantage. 18 will hit. So 12. Okay, and you get the other one. Oh, I'm sorry, that's actually +2. So let me add the +2. 15 will miss. 19 will hit. So 13. So he is getting carved up. So you are just bringing this axe down on him in quick succession, and just bits of his bark are flying off. You're cutting off the smaller limbs, but he's still standing, but looking pretty rough. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, Rin.
Oh boy. Okay. Seeing I just take like this massive blow, Bren's gonna turn, kind of like curse under her breath a little, reach out her hand and whisper, "Lady, I tempt my fate and trust your luck." And I'm going to cast life transference. So I recovers math 38 HP.
Whoa.
Wow.
And I take 19 necrotic. So just with my outstretched hand, you guys see like it just go all black. Like black begins to creep up Ren's arm.
Okay. So I would say that you would probably need to be right next to her here. Correct? It's a touch spell?
No, it's 30 feet.
Oh, okay, sorry. I assumed it was touch. Never mind then.
Yeah.
I'm alive?
Okay. You are alive!
Sorry.
Anything else, Red?
Yes, with my bonus action, I will then... What will I do?
You're bonking
with
somebody.
with my bonus action, I'm a bonk. This dude right here next to me.
Okay. That's like a heavy duty healing spell, man. That's cool.
Yeah,
it's a fun
dangerous.
one.
She took 19 points of damage.
It's kind of worth it though. Okay, 11 points.
I wouldn't have advantage on that, right? Because of flanking, but it doesn't matter.
So I don't think spiritual weapon can get flanking. I know it doesn't. It
okay.
doesn't. It doesn't get like opportunity attack or anything like that. So I think it doesn't behave like a character. Only characters can get flanking, I believe.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Like it doesn't even work with like your double. But okay, all right. So it is the adult Spriggan's last turn, most likely. Let me see what he's going to do. I think we're gonna stick with Old Faithful here, and he's just gonna go one swipe on both of you guys. So Kieran, a dirty 20 to hit.
Yep.
We roll some damage. That's going to be 15, so 8. And then Rin, that is going to be a 22.
Hits.
Okay. 11, so 14 points of piercing.
Okay.
You looking pretty bad, right?
11 points. I'm trying to calculate, actually. I'm still trying to calculate the 19.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
Oof.
it's fine. I'm just bad at math today. But
You're
yes,
good.
looking a little rough.
Okay. All right, Ai, you're up.
I is alive again, and I kind of don't want to move out of the space because I don't want to get the 3 opportunity attacks.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna stab the guy in front of me.
But you could move out if you use the disengage action. And if
Oh.
you stab, you lose your sanctuary.
That
Just
is-
saying.
oh, okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to use a disengage and get out of here. Well, no, because if I get out of there, they're gonna go after Ren next. Yeah, I'm gonna disengage and move.
Okay. Where to?
Let's see here. 2 over here.
Oh man. Okay. Poor Ren. Okay.
Ren just lost hit points for no reason. Oh wait, you will continue calculating your stuff. No, they're gonna go after Ren if I do that.
You can also just dodge and stay there if you want.
Yeah, you know what?
Could be-
I'm going to take. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to take a dodge action instead and
You'll
stay
be hard to
here.
kill with dodge and sanctuary.
Yeah. I'm going to do that to give Ren opportunity to get away from here.
In that case, anything else?
No.
Okay, so you're just dodging and you got Sanctuary on you, so...
Yeah, and I'm going to try to like attract their attention, but also like dodge
Stand
at
up.
the same time.
Give
This
me
wolf's gonna die.
give me a performance check. We're gonna see how well you... Okay, man, they are
Oh,
focused on
shit.
you.
I just got.
Um,
Oh, I do get up, by the way.
Yeah, oh, I figured. Sorry. You didn't say it, but you moved, and I assumed you would.
Just crawled
Let
over
me
there.
read Sanctuary real quick, because it is now the wolves' turn.
Well, he might be dead.
Yeah, sorry. Let me go ahead and do that. Constitution... 5. 15?
So 17 point of damage. And
Okay.
DC is 15, yeah.
So yeah, it's
He was
just...
slow. Not that them.
Yeah, it still fails either way, so it's dead. Let me... So the other wolf, however, on a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. So you're dodging. So it is going to go ahead and try to attack you. And that is a wisdom save. 14 wisdom save. So it manages to break through the sanctuary spell, but it's got disadvantage. Actually,
I think
still
it's
got
even.
pack tactics.
Yeah.
What's that?
I was gonna say it should be even. I think.
Yeah, it
Pack
is.
tactics, yeah.
So 21 to hit. Sorry. So 7 points of piercing.
How about
unless...
no?
No, my AC
I
is
told you
too,
I'm protecting you.
my AC is too low. You're not going to get it.
Alright, okay, if you don't want me to.
So 7 points of piercing, and I need you to give me a strength save again.
Like, okay. How many points of piercing again? Sorry,
7.
I was trying to do math.
You're good.
Inspiration counts on saves, right?
On saves, yeah, you can use it. You're good.
Okay.
So it bites down on you, and it's trying to like rip your leg out from underneath you to throw you back on the ground, but you manage to shake free. And that is going to be the end of the wolf's turn, and we're back to Indri.
Filling his crystal ball with 2 little fireballs, we're gonna twin spell 2 fire chromatic orbs, one at each of the creatures of wood. The
Okay.
first one will be next to I.
Okay. Go ahead with that one. That will hit. And that will also hit.
So for I, Spriggan damage,
20?
20 fire.
All right, so you see this thing light up in flames and start to just let out this scream. You can tell that it is doing way more damage than you thought it should.
Well, it's a tree.
Yep.
And then the other's damage.
That is actually... That's the one in between Kieran and Ren, right?
Yeah.
It's actually just enough. So you light it up, and it goes down with the same, like, otherworldly scream, but then collapses to the ground, just burning. Okay.
And I surge.
Okay.
I recharge Tides of Chaos.
Let chaos raid.
Oh no, I'm next to you.
Fireball. Ren is dead. Oh no, that's your doubles. At least there's that.
46.
Yarick is there as well.
A random
Mhm.
creature within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw, or be plunged into an illusionary realm for the next minute.
Darn.
Do you?
The effect ends or it takes damage. It cannot perceive anything around it.
Are we rolling a dice on this?
Yeah. Let me figure out what I need to do. So random character. How many characters do we have on the map? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm gonna roll a d8, and we're gonna start at the Spriggan next to I, and then I will be 2, the wolf will be 3, then Ren, then Yarrick. I'm sorry, then Ren, then Indri, Yarrick, Kieran, and then the wasp.
Why
So
don't you start with Endry as 1 and just go from left to right, bottom, top to bottom?
yeah, sorry, that's kind of what I was doing, but in a much more convoluted way. So yep, left to right, starting with Indri, and then moving down a row, and so on and so on.
So
So
I'll be 2.
yep,
Alright.
I rolled a 9.
On a
On
D8?
a D8?
D8.
That's impressive.
No, that's right. I was rolling a d10. Let's make sure to scrap that part from the video. All right, so a 6. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's red.
That's
Ren.
Real, that's
Oh
real.
my god.
No, that
Oh wait,
would be
wait, no.
the
That would be the
wasp.
wasp because I counted your double.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yep,
So
yep.
what exactly happens to them again? They go into another realm?
No, they just
An
perceive.
illusionary realm. Yeah, that they perceive that they're in a different place.
Okay.
So yeah. Well, I mean, they make a wisdom save.
Okay, that's wasps. They're not that wise.
So,
3. Okay.
Okay.
So they think they're somewhere else and they are just behaving more aggressively and stinging at everything in their view.
if I get to control, I mean, it doesn't say I choose what they see, but if I did get to choose, they would be in the material plane,
Okay.
just like in water deep.
So they're just stinging like imaginary people at this point. Okay. Then we are back to the Spriggan, who is going to make his con save. And an 11 is not going to do it.
17
much-
point of radiant damage.
All right. 17 there. Okay. And then he is going to make his attack at I. And you still have Sanctuary, correct?
Yeah, and I believe I'm still dodging.
Okay, so 16. Oh, well, actually, he's got to do his wisdom save. That is a nat 20 on the wisdom save.
Good thing it's not on the attack roll.
Yeah. All right, so a 10 on the first. It's not going to do better than that. So an 18 on the second. So that's the first roll misses. A 17. What's your AC?
16.
All right, so a 17 would hit. That was a lower roll. And
I told you I'm covering you.
are you using the distraction?
Yep.
Okay, so the second one misses as well. And that is going to take us to Yark.
And I regain my reaction. Alright, they're pretty much almost all dead.
Almost.
Almost. 1, 2, 3. And I guess I won't do much. I'll insult that wolf.
Okay.
You're a kitten.
Snarls back at you.
It's DC 15 though.
There's a 5, so it's going to take 4 points of damage. And starts to cry because you hurt its feelings by calling it a kitten.
Wolves can cry?
Sure, they can.
And that's it, my turn.
When their feelings are hurt sufficiently. Okay, Kieran.
All right, I'm gonna move over here. I'm gonna attack this wolf here.
Why are you so mean to wolves?
They're tasty.
Why are wolves so mean to us?
That will hurt, and that will be dead. So Kieran now has his favorite meal ready to go.
Sweet.
Take out.
You get one more attack if you like.
Let's see. So okay, he's dead. I can
Yeah, that one's
move
dead.
again.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'll just use the rest of my movement to come up here and attack this guy.
Okay. 18 will hit. 14. So he is on his last leg.
And
that
you
it?
sit in my moonbeam, so
He's probably not going to make it that far. But Ren, you're up.
All right, Ren is going to raise her crossbow and take a shot.
11 will miss. You hit
And
I.
she's-
No, like,
Then she's going to kind of like very frustratedly move her coin and take another bonk.
do it.
Oh, where's my coin?
Right here.
Why do I always... Oh, I mean, I lose it on the sheet to roll.
Oh. I feel like that one is actually hard to find sometimes on D&D Beyond. 20 will hit.
Yeah.
And you
8
bring your
bars.
coin over, and you just slam it straight through. And it chops this dude in half. And I think that is everything except for the wasps that are currently in an illusory plane, stinging poor innocent bystanders in Waterdeep.
It lasts for a minute, though, right? So
Yep.
Yeah.
once it ends, are they just coming back?
Yep.
I mean, they're still there. They just
Yeah,
can't
they're still
see
there.
us.
You just see them.
Just can't see us.
In that case, it is Ai's turn to do whatever she likes to the wasps.
I's gonna move over here for a straight shot at the wasps, because
Okay.
we need to dispatch some of them anyway. Unless we can run away far enough in a minute.
17 will hit. 25 will hit. That's good enough. I'm not going to make you guys keep rolling to hit these wasps that are not going to be around for 10 rounds.
No, they return from the illusory plane after you attack them.
Oh, well,
But-
either way, that's enough damage.
Probably will kill them.
All right. So, you guys have managed to survive your first encounter in the Feywild. Me.
the important part is to survive the last.
True.
True.
Well, Ren, you look like shit.
That's not nice.
Yeah. Well, I feel like shit. She's gonna like wipe some blood away from her nose.
You should eat a good berry.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Ren.
I should eat maybe 3 if you have 3.
Why, yeah. Go for them.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you,
It's,
Ren. I almost died out there.
6 HP per good berry.
Yeah, you're good. Those wolves are fucking nasty.
Can I have some good berries?
Are you on some good berries too, Kieran?
Yes, please.
I still have plenty from yesterday.
Are they still good?
Oh yeah, for now.
Okay.
How much you need?
I think I can have up to 4 at a time.
I'll give you 4 good berries. So see, it's 5 HP per good berry for you.
Thank you.
I think we should like get out of here because that thunder thing was pretty loud.
Yeah, I made some noise.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Also, we in general
That's a
made
good
some
point.
noise too, so
Corinne, you should take one of their heads as a ward.
Andrew, you look rough too. You alright?
Yeah. Yeah, those sword ass insects, they poked me.
You want some good berries too?
Yes. Please.
So you guys are just running from this area kind of quickly.
Flee the crime scene.
Okay. Well, I think right there is a good spot to take a quick break if you guys need it.
Yeah, sounds
Just
good.
for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
good.
I'll do
Awesome. Okay, well, we will be right back.
Back.
All right.
Yep.
So you guys are now again standing victorious in this meadow where you have fought the Spriggans and their various minions. And you're heading out away again, kind of continuing the path dayward. Is there anything particular you guys are doing as you're leaving?
Do you want guys to take some rest or just continue on?
I would like to leave this area before we take a rest.
Yeah, I agree.
Mostly because anything else that's in this forest would have hurt us fighting.
I don't know if we'll be able to. It might be a while before we can leave the forest as a whole.
Well, not like the forest as a whole, just the immediate area where we fought.
I mean, we can walk for 5 minutes and I can put a tiny hut and we can take a rest if you want.
Yeah, we can do that.
How long have we been in the Fae?
Couple hours at this point. Kind of hard to tell since the sun never changes.
Right.
I will say it is brighter now than it was when you guys started, as you move dayward. Still very dusky, though.
The sun is weird in this place.
Yeah.
It's weird in the other place. It's so
What's the
full
point of having the sun if it doesn't move?
Elimination.
of having the sun if it does move.
Yeah, the sun turns around the earth normally.
Is that how it works?
Well, I think so. Isn't it?
How far has the science advanced? Do we know that the sun turns around? Does the sun turn around in this world? We don't know.
That is a question that I am not prepared to answer. I'm sorry, I have not given thought to the movement of the celestial bodies.
How
Go
dare you.
Galileo Galilei for
I'm
fame.
gonna have to research that for next week.
Yeah, so basically I think we're gonna move a little bit and then we're gonna take a short rest. Does that sound acceptable?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Munches on these berries as we travel.
It's got a handful of berries that barely fit in your hand. Okay, so you guys leave the meadow. You begin to move in the same direction that you did. How far do you move before you cast Tiny Hut?
I'd say let's go for like 30
A mile?
minutes.
Okay. All right. So you move out. You manage to make it about that far, and so far, there has been no other aggressive force in your path, I guess. Why don't you guys give me a perception check real quick?
Based off
11.
my check earlier about these Spriggans, do I
Mhm.
know, are they like naturally occurring things or are they like summoned like elementals? Like construct?
Well, so I think without getting like too complicated with it, they were summoned at one point.
Okay.
They're not necessarily natural, but they are elemental in nature. But they were summoned at one point to basically be caretakers of this realm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that answers it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so with those perception checks, you guys kind of see the same things that you've been seeing. Rin, where Yarick begins to cast Tiny Hut, or are you already doing it, Yarick? Let me ask that.
Well, do we find a place that there's nothing around? Take a good look and there's nothing around?
Rin, you guys are investigating this as a potential campsite. You notice a face in a tree watching you guys.
Ah. Oh, what the fuck?
Ooh.
Ah!
Huh?
Who are you?
Who are
Ah!
you?
I'm. Why are you in a tree?
I am a tree.
Oh. Oh. Hi. Nice to meet you. We're not trees.
That much I can tell.
Guys, there's another talking tree here. Wow,
Oh,
you
hello,
just
good
look
sir.
everywhere.
It's hello, old wise one.
Oh, you at least look familiar.
I am a native. Yeah, these are
Oh.
my adjacentlings. They're with me.
Oh, well, she gave me quite the scare. I was sleeping.
Oh, I'm sorry that we woke you.
Ah,
She can be scary though.
What? He was staring at us. You gave me the scare.
you woke me up. What did you expect?
Sorry.
It's rude to stare.
I wasn't staring.
Oh, wise one. What? Can I have your name?
Oh, well, that's a tricky question around here, young man.
Will you tell me your name?
Oh, there we go. You can't get me. I've been around a little bit too long for games like that, young fairy.
Yeah, you look pretty smart. I'm sorry. Well, old habits.
Well, around here they call me Athos.
Athos. They call me. Looks kind of nervously around everyone else. They call me Endry. Yeah, I'm Endry.
Hendry. What a strange name.
It's mine.
Well, that doesn't make it any less strange. Tell me, what brings you all to my forest?
We're lost. Kind of. We're lost.
We are?
Yes.
Oh, yes,
mean,
we're lost.
Oh, yes.
Do you know where you are?
Right here?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was directing that at Ren.
Oh, sorry.
No. I never know where I am. Very lost.
Then you are
What is
lost.
north?
I I don't know what north is. It's you guys kept saying that back there, and it always confused me.
See? We're lost.
Well, what do you plan to do about it?
We're headed dayward.
Ah, it's a good way to head.
Have you been?
No, I don't do a lot of moving.
I don't do a lot of walking either.
Well, it must be nice to have the wings.
Yeah, it really helps.
What are you looking for?
Uh,
Beer?
Beer?
that we're also looking for an old item.
Oh, yeah, that too.
There are many old items.
Did it? I forget, guys. Did it come from the material plane?
I think it was created there.
You guys actually don't know the answer to that.
Oh, we don't know the answer to that.
You don't know where it was created.
Well, we're looking for a thing. It's called a dragon orb.
Dragons? Where?
Yeah. Not here, hopefully.
Well, I certainly hope not. Terrifying beast.
Mean, mostly.
Mostly, yes. I've met a couple of friendly ones in my day, but most of them are nasty, vile creatures.
How many have you met?
Oh. I'd say probably 2, maybe 3. Like, some of them can be rather tricky creatures as well. Don't show you the true face.
It's a lot of dragons to have met.
Well,
We also met some of them.
how many have you met?
Is that 2? I think we are 2 now.
I think 3 actually.
Did you sneeze?
You guys have encountered 3 so far. One that you didn't know was a dragon at the time.
Oh, that's true.
I'll just give myself whiplash. Well, Ethos, if you've met that many dragons, you're obviously quite smart and wise and strong.
Well, that much is probably true. I am quite wise.
Maybe you can help us out. Do you know anything about dragon orbs? Have you heard of that before?
You see his eyes kind of like arch up as he's thinking. Wooden face kind of just paused.
No. I can't say I've ever encountered or heard of such a thing. But, if such a thing exists, maybe it would be a good idea to seek the counsel of the elves. They care for such things. They like old things.
They do. I'm going to roughly point in the direction of the crater.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what happened over there? There's the big hole in the ground, and all the trees were knocked over.
You see him thinking kind of again a little bit. And,
Well, it's been many years, but there was a loud noise from over there. Like I said, I don't move much. But something terrible happened that direction.
What it looked like.
Most of us treants can at least sense the forest around us. And whenever that loud noise happened, I stopped sensing a lot of my brothers. Never a good sign.
Andrew shakes his head. Looks visibly sad for him. I'm sorry to hear about your brothers.
Thank you, Master Fairy.
Is this a safe part of the woods?
No. There's not a safe part of these woods.
That's a fair point.
I will say there have been more visitors than normal as of late.
They have?
Yes, I mostly play dumb. I don't really talk to many of them. Most of them are quite mean, but there have been more people moving through these woods than there normally are.
Which way were they going?
Oh, this way and that way.
What did they look like?
Hmm. Little green ones. Some of those, I don't know what you call them, but they're small and they have pointy noses and sharp teeth. Tiny little things. Some of them, and there was a great big blue one that came through here. Tall as some of the young trees.
Did you say as tall as some of the young trees?
Oh, yes. Great big creature. Not one I've seen before.
Did it have scales? Wings?
No scales. I know a dragon when I see a dragon.
Was it
Was
like...
it was it a dragon?
Did it walk on two legs?
Oh, I think so.
Oh. That is weird.
Blue skin. Quite a pretty creature, really.
Was it alone?
That one, yes.
Huh, I don't know what that would have been either.
Yeah.
A
Sounds like
giant?
quite the spectacle.
I mean, do giants come in blue?
Make a history check for me.
Not that it's super important, but what kind of tree is this tree?
Let me see.
What's the specific species of this tree?
I was not prepared for that question. Give me 1 second.
I know. It's a weird question to ask. I kind of like trees, like in real life, like a lot. I have like several different tree-based like board games that are a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I have a tree tattoo.
really.
What's your favorite type of tree?
I'm kind of lame. I kind of like just I like evergreens. I like maples. I like
It's not lame.
a buckeye
Maple
tree.
syrup.
Buckeye. Huh.
It's like they grow in Ohio.
Yeah. Actually, know what they are. I had a relative that used to hand out Buckeyes all the time.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
They're so cool.
He always had a pocket full of them for some reason.
They're always they're like good forever. They don't like rot. Not for a while.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen one rot. So I would say that if you had to compare him to a tree, he would be most similar to like an oak tree.
Okay.
Although he is a sentient being, so not strictly an oak, but close to it.
Oak-like qualities?
What's that?
Someone go ahead.
I said oak-like qualities.
Very much so. And with that history check, I would say that you do not know for sure if giants come in that part of the color spectrum. But maybe you've heard stories.
Is before I ask my next question to Athos,
Mhm.
how big is he?
Big.
Okay. Athos, I bet it was really hard, being as smart as you are to play dumb.
Oh. Well, I don't want to brag about my performance, but not as hard as you think.
Do you think we could seek shelter amongst your branches for a little bit? For just a quick rest? We can tell tell tales and have a meal.
Make a persuasion check.
Do I get advantage because I have a mustache?
Maybe
I'll say
this
you have it. I'll say you have an advantage because you've been so friendly to
Oh,
Athos.
thanks.
maybe this tree is very into mustaches.
18. He looks down, as much as he can look around. He looks at you, Entry.
Says, well, it is nice to have some company for a change. If you will let me have one of your stories, I'll be more than glad to exchange some shelter from the elements.
That's very kind and generous of you. We'll be sure to be very light-footed amongst your branches.
So which story would you tell him of the exploits of the menagerie?
I was gonna say, why doesn't Yarick tell us a tale? And he can maybe accompany it with some light music.
Like
Unless
the one
it's a
we made a dragon flee?
Are you going to tell him that story?
Well, we can. We fought a dragon and all his trolls, and then we made him flee.
Okay. Give me a performance check. Or if you're like trying to make this.
All right.
Technically that's the second dragon we've made flee, if we count that blue one at the very beginning of the campaign.
That's true.
So you're telling the story of the battle of Pella's Wish, which you guys encountered the red dragon, and it's a compelling story. I mean, it is, like it's a this great fight, and you are embellishing the right moments in it, and Athos is just and at all the right points, and you guys manage to kind of entertain him enough that he is enjoying it and offers up his own tales of the things that have come through and the things that he's seen, the I guess his own struggle to find or to grow in this place because it is a violent place. And he would tell you about all of the things that he's seen and all the creatures that come through this part of the woods. And he might tell you about certain beasts that can hunt by reappearing in places or going invisible and all these different things. And kind of gaining a little bit of knowledge about, what this particular part of the Feywild might have.
Excuse me.
And he would also, through discussing with you guys, well, let me ask this: when you guys leave this place, where are you going? Still just trying to go dayward,
I think
or
that's.
are you going to the Elven City that we've mentioned, or are you going to those?
Think the plan was the Elven City.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's just say that at some point during this recounting of tales and trading of stories that you guys mention that Astrazalian is the place that you are going to. He would offer up the fact that the quickest route that he is aware of, thanks to people that have come before, is the river. And he knows that some people came through at one point and did not return, but they left a boat. Or at least he thinks they did because they told him about it. Doesn't know for sure that it's still there, but if you guys were to head towards the river, which he would kind of give you a nudge in the right direction, you might be able to find it.
That's very helpful, Athos. When we travel to the summer lands and to Astra Salian. Uh, would you like us to take a seed and I'll plant it? Is that how you guys do? Or how you
Well,
trees do?
yes, in a manner of speaking. Yes. I think that would be quite lovely.
And he actually, like, you see him shake a limb a little bit, and it's right above you, and a few acorns actually fall out of the tree onto the ground around you.
Ethos acorns. Added to inventory.
Yeah, I'll say you probably pick up 3.
Perfect. Answered my next question.
He says, well, it's not often that I find a party like yours with such kindness. You have entertained an old soul for an evening. For that I am very grateful.
So are we. Right, everybody?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yep. Thanks.
Oh yeah, thank you.
You've got
And-
great branches, real sturdy. Ren's gonna like knock on them a little.
Oh, thank you.
You see him. If a tree could blush, that's what it would look like.
I was gonna say some of his leaves just turn red. Well, after taking a short rest, then I think that we should part ways and make our journey to the river.
Oh, was it just a short rest? I thought you guys were going to do a long.
Oh, are we taking a long rest?
Uh,
I was confused.
I also thought it was a short rest.
yeah.
Okay, I might have just
Thought it
misheard
was
you.
short. Yeah.
Then short it is.
And I
Did
story.
Kieran did you sing? Did you cook him up some wolf?
Was that?
Did you cook him up some wolf?
Oh no, but I can.
I'm just curious.
Yeah,
I
he
continue
just,
with this. Continue. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he just took some pelt with him just to have something with him.
Fair enough. Yark, what were you saying?
I continue to tell stories, so it makes a song of rest. So everybody can add a d6.
Okay.
The 3 berries actually filled me up.
I'll say. All right. So as we are kind of going through the motions of the short rest here, you guys are having this encounter with Athos. Are you guys heading towards the river, or are you going to continue on foot?
Suppose we could get to that boat.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can just check on it. See if
Okay.
it's still there.
All right. So you guys leave Athos. You say your goodbyes, and you move towards the direction that he shook a branch at. And before long, you do hear the rushing sounds of water. And what's that?
Sorry, continue.
Oh, you're good. And eventually, you come to a place where the forest breaks, and there is a large river flowing pretty quickly down or dayward, we'll say. It's moving relatively fast, and without having to search too terribly much, you do find a boat. And there is a set of oars within it, and it would be big enough to house the whole party for travel if you guys wanted to use it.
looks like this water is a little too big. Let's just walk alongside the river.
But the boat's gonna be so much faster.
Yep.
Yeah, so
You can do it, Andre.
Looks very dangerous.
the boat
Well,
or the
everything is
river?
dangerous around here, Andre.
Plus, you're flying. What's it gonna do to you?
But I can't swim.
But you
You
can
don't need to
fly.
swim, you can
You
fly.
can fly.
I'm not gonna fly while everyone sits in a boat. I'm not gonna fly above water. That's like bad luck.
Well, then you could sit with us, and if anything happens, we'll just pick you up and toss you, and you can fly.
What if I like turned you into a fish? Would that help?
It'd be worse because I can't swim.
You'd be a fish.
Or
You'd
I
know
won't
how to
be able
swim.
breathe.
Well, won't he then like have the same intelligence of a fish?
Yeah, see? You won't even know you're suffering.
Suffer? I don't want to suffer.
But you
You
won't
won't
know.
know it. It'll be fine.
No, no. We're not turning Andrew into a fish.
Okay.
I'll turn you into a fish.
Can you do that?
No.
You can try.
I'll learn how. I'll learn how.
Okay, look. I can protect you from evil, and if the river is actually evil, you'll be safe.
That's a solid
Is-
argument.
What do you say?
I suppose I'm sitting in the middle,
Okay.
Okay, that's valid.
as far away from the water as possible.
Okay, totally fine. Ren will lean over and cast protection from evil and good on entry.
Will Ren actually cast it?
Yeah. And she'll protect. She's actually gonna protect. What would happen if I protected Endry against Fae if he's a Fae?
He just fights himself.
The Feywild would implode.
He has advantage to hit himself. I cast vicious mockery on the water.
It
Okay,
is
no,
I
ineffective.
cover you, Andre.
She's gonna protect Endry from elementals, okay? And I'll tell him there. Now, any type of elements try to attack you, you'll be super safe. Don't worry, the river can't hurt you.
Watch us get attacked by like a water elemental.
Right? That was my plan. No, not really. Okay, so
So scratch out water
guys-
elemental.
yep, let me figure something else out real quick. No, not really. Okay, so you guys get into the boat. Who is like handling the oars? Who's steering the boat? Who's
I
controlling
nominate
it?
Kieran.
I have a question. Have any of us been on a boat before? Because I sure hasn't.
You guys tell me.
Ren.
Yeah,
is
Kieran doesn't
definitely
know how
not.
to. He doesn't know how to operate a boat.
I know everything. I'm sure.
Yarick is a jack of all trades, so. Is it Yarick?
Yep.
Okay. So Yarick, you are in charge of maneuvering the boat. The rest of you will be able to help some, but
I'd still appreciate some guidance, though.
I love the visual of like Yarick handling the oars while Curran like watches.
this like smokes his pipe. Like, man, this
I
is a
have
great,
no idea
great
what
trip.
you're doing, but it looks hard.
Be fine.
Okay,
I mean, cannot be too complicated, right?
so you guys are you all pile into this boat and you push off from the shore, and it's relatively easy because the current is actually carrying you most of the way. Like, it's moving pretty quickly, and the boat is just Yark. You don't even really have to do much to start here, but you notice like
It's because I'm good.
you notice that like the banks of the river kind of disappear because roots are overtaking it, and then eventually rocks are overtaking the bank as you kind of move into like this ravine. And somebody give me a perception check. Just one of you.
Like I say, Andre is
Nice.
looking as hard as he can at the
And
bridge itself.
Rin, you notice that you guys are going into a whirlpool and you all die. No, not really.
Oh my god.
End of game. So you do notice that the current is picking up quickly, and you begin to hear the sounds of rapids. Unfortunately for you guys, Athos has never actually been close to the water, so he did not know to warn you that the water moving forward towards daywards is actually pretty treacherous. So what we're about to do is we're about to start another skill encounter, basically. So what you're going to have to do, we're going to go through a series of checks, and you guys are going to have to succeed on, I think 5 of them is what I've got written down, in order to have like safely navigated the river. Otherwise, we'll figure out what happens if you guys fail. So first off, what I want to do, Ren, actually that perception check was so good that I will give you the fact that you are moving into the rapids, and we're going to go from there. So what do you tell the group?
Okay, Andre, don't freak out. The water's gonna get a little bit rough, okay? Anything happens, just fly straight up and don't panic. Everybody else, we're gonna drown. What do we do?
I told you we're all gonna die.
Oh,
Andrew
Andre!
flies away.
We're not gonna die. It's okay. What's actually happening? Run.
Okay, so like there's rapids and a whirlpool, and I don't know any of the official names, but I think I hear a waterfall.
Ah.
All right. So first off, Rin, as you are looking out towards this with that perception check, you are going to see a rock outcropping coming. What do you guys do?
Well, we'll have to swerve away from it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything else you can think of that might help.
I'm trying to see.
Unless you want to blast it.
I don't
Anchor.
think blasting it is gonna help.
It might.
We can
You tell me.
lasso it.
What are we doing?
Swerving. We're
Well,
swerving.
Swerving?
I'm driving, so I'll
Okay, Yart, give me a
Dodge it.
strength check.
Oh no.
Oh, strength check.
Yep.
Basic strength check. Oh, there you go.
Okay, so the DC was actually 12. So you have enough warning, thanks to Ren's good perception roll, that you are able to just like push everything you can onto the right oar so that the boat starts to kind of go to the left around this giant rock outcropping. But you are now kind of in the thick of some rapids, and the boat is really, you're losing control because it's just being carried by the current. We're moving down and down and down, and then there's more rocks. Again, there is kind of a line of rocks that's approaching you guys. What do you do?
I'm sorry.
What do you mean by line of rocks?
There's rocks in front of the boat.
I mean, there's no way to pass. Big rocks.
It would be difficult.
Rocks.
They're big rocks.
How wide is this river?
We'll say probably 30, 40 feet.
Is there algae in the river?
Algae?
Yeah, algae.
Not here, no.
All right.
How sturdy is the boat?
You don't really know. You could investigate it to find out, but
Don't have time for that.
you guys didn't check it before you got in. You just got in.
Oh no. You guys?
Well, shoot the rocks and I'll try to dodge them.
Shoot the rocks?
I shoot the rocks.
Okay. I'm going to be like, Andre, try to dodge the rocks where I'm shooting. Maybe they will actually like explode. I'm gonna try to like clear a path for us with a Eldritch Blast. I don't know if that's actually gonna work.
Yeah, sure. Make an attack roll real quick, and then we'll see if it hits.
Don't miss the fucking rock.
All right, so the boat is like bouncing up and down. It is just careening all over the place, but you're able to steady your arm as you blast it with Eldritch Blast. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
What should be like 1?
Yeah.
Well, it can't be 1.
Please
so
don't
it
be
has to be a 4.
12.
Nice.
Okay, so you center it on this boulder that's like really just kind of the only path that you can see. And the boulder itself just explodes into tiny rocks. And Yarek, go ahead and give me another strength check.
Strength check.
DC 12. Okay. So you barely managed to pass through this hole that I has created in the in the river for you. And I'm sorry, I forgot to put y'all on the page that I had chosen. There you go.
Why are you reducing or enlarging?
Oh no.
If I have a second, I think I'll cast Blessed on by everybody.
What are you doing, Indri?
I figured I'd make Yarick bigger so he could be
Okay.
better at steering the boat.
So the
Don't
the
know
boat
if that's
actually
gonna help.
the boat actually tips back a little bit as it's suddenly like all the extra weight from Yark being bigger is in the back. Everybody give me a dexterity saving throw to see how quickly we react.
Boy.
I'm using a luck point on that.
I'm sorry, except for Yark, you're not moving.
All right.
All right, so everybody manages to just shift up in front of the boat. Yark, you're basically like the only one in the back. Kieran, you're probably in the middle, but Rin, I, and Indri are all just piled in the front, just holding on for dear life here. As you're going down the river even further, there is another set of rocks. Yarek, give me another strength check, but the DC has gone up slightly.
I'm going to try to blast them away as well.
I have
Okay.
advantage right now, right? With being taller,
Is it?
right?
Is it?
Yeah, you have
Uh,
advantage on strength checks and
Believe
strength
so.
saving throws.
Yep.
All right. Can I cast Bless on myself?
I think you are probably distracted right now.
Yeah,
All
probably
right.
don't to get it either.
11
13.
is just not quite good enough to hit. 13, that is not good enough.
Oh,
So
wait,
what
I have
happens?
2 Eldritch Blasts. Let's see if the second one hits.
Okay,
Because
that does. Go ahead and roll damage.
It fires 2 at the same time.
11. So you manage to break off a big chunk of this boulder, but the boat actually slams into the side of it. And let's see. I and Ren and Indri, all of you give me a dexterity saving throw. Indri? Okay, so all of you manage to just like barely hold on to the benches that you're sitting on in this boat as the boat just kind of slams into the side, and you notice that the boat, like there's bits of wood along the top of it, along the edge of it that start to break off. But right now the boat is holding together. Okay, so it is continuing down this path, and you guys see there is actually like a whirlpool forming at the bottom of this long stretch of rapids, and you can kind of see the surf from it just like whipping the water back underneath the waterfall at the very end of it. What do you guys do to try to avoid it?
Okay. Are we near, like, what's in our vicinity on the banks and on the edges as we're shooting down in this boat?
Yep. So kind of more the same. Like, are you looking at the picture?
Yeah.
That.
Okay.
So rocky outcroppings, but some roots and some like logs that have fallen in, and you can see have washed downstream. Not a lot of access to like get out of the boat at this point, but enough. Like, what do you have in mind? Let's start there.
Ren wants to like unclip the rope from the side of her pack and like do the little cowboy lasso and try and like throw it over a rock or like a tree or something on the bank. She's gonna yell, "Grab onto me!" and just try to hold the boat.
I'm going to assist by grabbing whatever she's like if it doesn't reach exactly, I'm going to assist by grabbing whatever she's throwing with Mage Hand and affixing it to whatever she was trying to throw it at.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab the rope to help pull.
I'll yell, "I got this," and I'll cast plant growth and make every root, branch, algae, and everything grow and stop us.
Okay, so there's no algae in the water right ahead. The current's like a little bit too strong for it to really grow.
Or you can even throw
Well,
a
here.
seed, the acorn, and make a tree out of it.
I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would allow you to grow an oak in an action.
You mean you don't?
But let me see here. So a lot of like what is there does become a little bit stronger. A lot of the saplings you can see just immediately like grow thicker. But they're all kind of grown on rock, so the roots probably don't go as deep as you want. But I will say that with the mage hand, fixing the rope, what should I make you do for that? Actually, no. You know what? I'm just going to allow you guys to save. I think that's a really good plan. And I think that deserves to be rewarded. But I will say give me a strength saving throw. Let's let Kieran do it because you said you were grabbing the rope too, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna help out.
Okay. So Kieran, you like plant your feet and yeah, okay. I give up.
He's not impressed.
I'm just very strong. That's
Yeah.
all I got.
Yeah,
Simple
okay.
but effective.
Simple but effective. That's awesome. All right. So what was like are you just trying to stop the boat at this point?
Yeah, so my idea in my head, okay, was for us to do kind of like a pendulum swing, but like
okay.
through
Yeah.
the river to the shore. But I don't know if physics actually work like that.
I think they do.
Well, so I mean you would hit a point probably where the boat is like still being dragged by the current. I don't know that there's a place where you would be able to like safely get out of the boat on the shore, but you are definitely able to swing wide of the current at the bottom that's like whipping back underneath the waterfall.
Okay, yeah.
That seem
works.
fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the only downside to your plan here is I'm gonna say you've now lost your rope. Unless actually you still have the mage hand, don't you?
Yep, I do.
So you could actually disconnect it. So never mind. Scratch that.
No downside.
Yep, no downside. That was a perfect plan. Okay, so you guys are continuing. The water is you're starting to see like a more calm portion of the river up ahead, but there is one last bit of rock in the way. So Kieran, or I'm sorry, Yarrick, are you just gonna try to get out of the way? Anybody helping?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna try to blast some of it
Okay.
away as usual.
Yeah, give me a couple. All right, that will miss.
Unless...
The boat's bouncing around and you're just not able to steady your hand. That will hit.
Hits.
5. Okay, so you do manage to blast a chunk off of the rock, which will lower the DC. So Yark, give me another strength check as you try to get.
Nice.
Oh man! All right, you know what? You guys drown. No, not really. Yep. So with that, you were able to pretty easily avoid the last bit of like really bad rapids here, and you pull the boat around, and it's like on its side, basically skidding down into the calmer portion of the rivers as you drift around this rock. But you guys have managed to navigate the worst of the river to this point, and you can actually see up ahead where the river levels out and begins to move slower. So as you continue down the river,
I want to do it again. I want to do it again. That was fun.
Yarrick opens up a business right there, just like, hey, come to my river expedition.
I is gonna check up on Andrew to make sure he didn't like die of a heart attack in the middle of that, you know?
Yeah, Entry is gripping the bench with like all of his might, and he's very pale.
Hey, Entry, it's okay. We go through it.
When we land, let me know.
Okay.
He like has his face planted onto the base of the boat here.
Oh. She's just gonna give him a little pat on the head.
I knew this was a bad idea.
But hey, we got through it.
Yeah, we're all alive.
That was fun.
Yarix is gonna open Feywild's first 5 flags. 6 Flags? What's the name of that place? Is it
Six Flags.
Okay, yeah. I know that doesn't sound right.
5 flags.
Yeah.
That's what Jarek is gonna actually
Oh
open.
my god.
That's the fantasy
mixed-
version.
Yeah. It's 5
I mixed it up
flags until
with
we get
fucking Five Guys, 'cause that's what I had for dinner.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It should be 5 flags until we're officially sponsored by 6 Flags.
I'm
Fair.
gonna write them an email after we're done. Yeah, we average 4 viewers. So you guys are on a calmer portion of the river, and you're able to continue down. The current is still like carrying you pretty easily. So there's not like a ton of paddling or anything that needs to be done. Occasional places where the current is not really strong enough to move you on its own, more or less. But you guys don't really run into anything at this point. It's a pretty calm journey, especially out in the river. You can see a lot of fish moving underneath you, and the river is just like crystal clear. But you continue on, and you continue on, and you continue on, and the day actually gets a little bit brighter.
You know, the tree never told us when we're supposed to get off.
That's a good
Entry-
point.
Entry, roll a history check for me.
Last time I'm taking fucking directions from trees.
Trees. Trees still know a lot about rivers.
Or like going places in general.
Yeah, you know
got-
what?
yeah, that was bad advice you guys took.
Don't tell me how bad my roll is until I see what it is real quick. You said history?
Yep. All right, so that is good enough for what I was going to give you. Astrazalian is a city that, when it inhabits the Feywild, is on an island. So you guys would be kind of on the right track, I think. Indri, you might even assume that this river might dump out into the bay that is across from Astrazalian. A lot of the rivers do.
Yeah, and Andrew will share that.
Okay.
I prefer traveling by teleportation.
I mean, I think everybody prefers traveling by teleportation. Though I don't think... Have we ever teleported? Aside from, like, getting to the Feywild?
Don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I have. Andrew got to teleport 20 feet to, like,
Oh, you're
During
right, you're right.
and fairy circles are a thing.
Yeah.
Probably should have looked for one of those. Oh well. Yeah. So
Okay.
if you guys keep us safe, we can maybe float along until we find somewhere we want to sleep.
Well, you guys are able to do that if you like. Somebody give me a perception check.
It's always the start of bad news.
I'm good at that. Hang on.
Okay. So you are able to kind of look out along the banks of the river, and you see a lot of animals. A lot of the usual suspects, especially along the more calm portions of the river, the ones that you guys are having to paddle through. A lot of animals along the banks coming there for a drink. A lot of deer, a lot of smaller animals. But at certain points, you actually do see that there are much, much larger animals on the prowl in the woods as well. You see, probably the most striking thing that you see is owlbears kind of roaming the banks, almost like like you would see grizzlies reaching in for fish, grabbing them, and swallowing them basically whole. You see that a couple times on your journey. They're more or less what you see is that this forest is full of life, and it's becoming more and more full of life the further down you go. A lot of animals are less afraid of you guys and able to come out. So you are more than welcome to make camp wherever you like, but just realize that you're sharing this space with a lot of different things.
Guys, I saw a bear with a beak. This place is crazy.
What?
They're cute when they're small, but they're just like everything else. They're quite strong and violent.
I think we should find like a little outcropping, break camp for a little bit.
Get off this boat.
Yeah, and like Yari can do the tiny hut
Yeah.
thing, and we can take
Just find some
watch.
spot.
Yeah, sounds good.
I recommend we keep watches, yes.
Well, tiny hut is pretty secure.
Yeah, but I think it's still best to know what's happening around you.
Of course. Well, I'll start casting it then.
In the boat?
Well, as soon as we get down.
Okay.
I was gonna say the tiny hut leaves you immediately and stays in the same spot in the river.
No, tiny hut like destroys after the caster leaves it.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, so you guys are able to make camp, and you spot a lot of curious eyes looking at you as you guys get out of the boat and move onto the shore, but nothing that is so brave as to like come towards you. So it is a pretty easy night. Like, who's keeping watch first?
Oh, okay.
What was that? Sorry.
I was gonna say that I can take the first watch, but if Andrew wants to, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Andre would volunteer to take first watch so that his sleep doesn't have to be interrupted.
That's valid.
And during the watch, would like to attempt to, get some bearings to see, where we might be in relation to Astrazelan.
Yeah.
Or at
okay.
least the Sealy domain.
Yeah. So,
The Sealy domain, I guess.
let's call this a nature check, because I feel like that would probably be the best indicator for you.
Okay, perfect. I might do something to this roll.
Okay.
Never mind.
So this feels a lot more familiar to you. You guys have been traveling for several hours, and it's hard to tell that because the sun changes very slowly as it gets brighter and brighter and brighter for you. But the sun hangs pretty well in the sky at this point, and you are seeing a lot more familiar plants and fauna. So I'll tell you what, actually, Indri, with that nature check, you realize that you have been brought to this exact location once before. Tania is very fond of the wilderness, and particularly of swimming. And you realize that you have spent a day in her court, or as part of her retinue, basically, that you have come here with her swimming once before, Cat.
Yeah, he fell and clinged to dear life.
Sorry. Mine does that too.
I thought that was Andrew reacting to the idea of swimming.
Swimming.
Both, yeah.
But you have visited this exact same spot before with Titania and and her entourage, basically.
Okay. Awesome.
So you are within her realms.
That's good to know, and I will not share that with anyone.
Okay. So the rest of you are just still lost.
That is good to know for myself.
Yeah. But once I realize where I am, I'm gonna for sure stay in the hut.
Okay.
But look out and make sure that a hunting party doesn't surround us and wait for the hut to go away.
So you guys are actually on a small outcropping, very, very near the river. So, you are keeping an eye out. Again, the sun never really changes, so you guys are sleeping in daylight. If you're sleeping, that is.
Well, the lightning and everything, I can adjust the lightning and the temperature in the tiny
Sure.
hut.
Well, from outside, it's still daylight. So if you're keeping watch, like I said, it's mostly just curious forest eyes that are keeping a watch on you, coming and going nearby to the river. Once they see the hut not moving for some amount of time, they kind of see it as just another feature. A weird one, but still just kind of a new thing. But so for your watch, nothing happens. Who's taking second watch?
I will.
I was gonna
Okay.
say, yeah, if no one had volunteered, Endry will pick. But after a few hours of letting everyone else sleep, Endry will poke at Ai, poking her cheek to wake her up. It's hey,
Mm,
hey,
what?
it's your turn.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to fall asleep.
Okay.
It's quiet.
Well, that's good.
I'm gonna rummage through Curran's pack to get his pillow and go to sleep.
For a second, I forgot that Andrew's pillow was in Kieran's back, and I thought that Andrew just decided to steal all of a sudden.
Andrew, do you just leave all of the contents of Kieran's pack just spilt out of his pack?
Yeah, if assuming that the pillow isn't on top, yeah.
It's okay.
Anybody
I
else do anything in particular?
on the top.
I'm sleeping.
Sleeping? Anybody else?
I'm also sleeping.
Yeah, I guess only I is taking watch.
Fair enough. So kind of the same thing. You actually notice at one point an owlbear come up to the side of the hut and start sniffing at it, and you see one giant paw just kind of reach out and touch it.
When the
And-
owlbear touches it, I'm just gonna reach out my hand and gently poke it.
Oh, it jumps it's like what just happened. Basically, you see it jump back, and then it rears back on both legs and gets really tall and big and menacing, and just is huffing at the hut, trying to intimidate it because it now assumes that it's alive, and it's just and nothing happens, and eventually it comes back and begins to sniff again, and I guess it's sniffing from its beak, but kind of circling around it, and eventually it loses interest and begins to walk away again, turning around every once in a while and standing up on its hind legs, curiously, kind of still looking at it. But other than that, your watch passes uneventfully, and are we gonna take a third watch, or are you just doing the
Yeah,
rest of it?
for the last watch, I'll poke Ren and be like, Ren, get up.
What?
Get up, it's your time.
Oh. Oh my god. Okay.
You might also see an owlbear.
Alright, what's his name?
Gerald.
Okay. I'll say hi to Gerald.
Okay.
That character is definitely coming back. All right, so Rin, you are groggily taking a look around. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me again. You notice
Gerald.
an owlbear watching you from the tree line. Very curious still as to what this orb is.
Hey,
But
Gerald.
and you see the ears just like perk up a little bit, and again huffing on the back legs, all that, but does not come back down and sniff around anymore. But nothing else really happens through your watch, and you are just able to kind of observe this owlbear.
Red is gonna. Oh, sorry. Red is gonna toss him one of her rations, just like as far as she can throw it.
So out of this orb now sails a day's worth of food, basically. And you have now fed the wild creatures, and now they expect all humanoids to give them food.
No,
not
they
really.
don't expect all humanoids. They expect all orbs that appear
All
out of
orbs.
nowhere to give them
That's more
food.
accurate.
Tiny huts.
Like, oh man, this orbs are full of food if you just stare at them long enough. And you see this owlbear kind of lumber down and just, and then it just like picks it up, throws it up in the air, and catches it all. It's doing tricks for you. But after it eats, it pokes around a little bit more and then leaves. But Gerald will return next week. No, not really. He is now my favorite character in our podcast here.
Same, honestly.
Okay,
All right.
so
Was that the last watch, or do I need to wait
it
for someone else?
was Yarrick and Kieran got off easy.
After her watch ends, Ren's gonna like go and wake everybody else up. Like, guys, get up. We gotta get moving.
Not until the hut goes away.
Oh.
If you
I'm
don't get up, I'm gonna
sleeping.
feed you to Gerald.
Who?
Gerald, our buddy.
Huh?
He has a beak. He's good people. Come on, let's go.
A bird?
No, a
No,
bear.
A bear, obviously.
With a beak?
Duh.
It's too early in the morning or the afternoon, or I don't know when we are. This sun is strange. Give me a second. Oh, all right. I'm waking up.
Just out of curiosity, I just happened to look over at the Twitch view. Which one of you is Six Flags Magic Mountain? Is that one of y'all, or did that just happen because we
No.
said something about Six Flags?
That might be a coincidence.
That is an amazing coincidence. Hello, Six Flags Magic Mountain. You are now the favorite viewer.
Funny.
So anyway, we continue along. Do you guys get back in the boat and head back down? Against Andrew's wishes, I'm sure.
Fuck no.
Could-
I mean,
could-
I should.
Red would vote against it, but if you guys want to.
I mean, we
like-
can just walk alongside the river instead of going in the boat.
Yes.
It's
That-
probably safer.
Yeah.
But it's more fun on the boat.
I think Andrew would disagree.
I definitely disagree. I agree that we should walk along until it opens into the whatever the water mass might be called. The island is on.
Well, me and Hopper, we think it was more fun on the boat.
Poor Hopper.
Hopper's just around for the ride, man.
Most chill dog in the West.
Probably
It's a good dog.
the best time for me to dip out for sleepy time in real life.
Yeah, it's
So I
11,
have-
so
Yeah, we're actually about to wrap up. I had that in mind.
Okay.
So, but I just kind of wanted to know how you guys were gonna finish out the journey here.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think we're gonna walk.
Walk. Okay. Well, in that case, it is a pretty easy walk. You guys are able to follow the banks of the river, which have kind of leveled out a little bit. They're easy to follow, less of a treacherous
Should have kept the boat.
endeavor. Yeah, so you guys are walking for a few hours probably at this point. The sun gets higher and higher in the sky as you move dayward. And you come to a large bay, basically, where the river dumps out, and you can see across the bay is the island where Astrazelia sits. You can actually see the city from here. It's got large towers that kind of jut out from the forest canopy, but what you can see along the base of the forest is actually like really beautifully integrated city within the forest. So it's like this place exists in tandem with the forest that it inhabits. They don't really, remove the forest in order to build the city. It just exists as part of it. But we can go ahead and end there because you guys are now going to have to figure out a way to get across the bay. But yeah, we could go ahead and call it a night there, Hendry.
Okay.
And we will pick up there next week. The player formerly known as Tristan will be joining us again. So it'll be his first time actually streaming with us. So,
Exciting.
Yeah.
Alright.
but yeah, we'll go ahead and call it there. If you want to go ahead and cut the stream.
Bye bye, everybody.
Thank you, anyone who is listening,
Thank
which
you.
I'm not sure anyone is, but
Alright, and we're out.